Hey family, this is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. All right, family, we're going to talk about an interesting subject because, I think that we are in a day and time that we become blind, complacent, and dumb. And so I'm not sure what's going on when it comes to how we as a people can ignore the truth of matters that sits and slaps us right in the face. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It is amazing to me how ignorant and foolishness we can be as a people. Peace, peace, family. As y'all come in, I'm gonna hit some of these concrete things because I'm hearing some ignorance that's being spoken across the board. Um, Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Barbara. Kay, Fedorari. I think I'm getting close to saying your name right, man. Fedorari, Fitness, Peace. Yes. Maximilian, what's up, my brother? How we doing in the ATL with that trucking business? Maximilian, man, holler at me. I got a brother here who I talked to who was looking for a business partner. He's in the transportation. He runs shuttles from here, Arusha. It's 5 locations he has, and he wants to expand his business. And I told him, I said, I only know one brother really who's in the transportation business who I possibly can share your information, whatever. If you're interested, shoot me an email, go black to Africa at gmail.com. There's a brother who approached me was just inquiring whether or not I would be interested in a business partnership. And I told him that I don't know much about transportation, but I will make sure that I will reach out to those that I know. I think there's 3 people actually I know in transportation, but you're one that I actively know. Another brother I know that's in Chicago, and I haven't talked to him in a while. Anyway, family, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah. Yeah, you want to, just we are reaching a day and time, fam. We got to understand some stuff. And I want to talk about Jacob Blake's attorney, a new attorney on the scene. I was surprised that I did not see our our main brother. I haven't even said his name in so long. When I left America, it was just like I shut off. Somebody help me out. The one who helps all of his brothers and sisters when shot and killed out here in the street. What is our man's name? The attorney. But anyway, somebody's gonna go ahead and let me know really quick on that. But yeah, good morning, Feldman, to those. Good afternoon, good evening, and all that to those around the globe. But it's just some things I'm going to share. I want to wait till we have maybe just a few more people come in. But let's I want I tell y'all it's hard. It's hard when you try to just share some information, and sometimes you may seem as though that you're speaking to deafening ears. But that's all good though. Ben Crump, there we go. There we go. Ben Crump. That's it. Yeah. Crump. Benjamin Crump. There we go. Yeah. But we got another brother. I'm going to play the recording so we can hear what he said. And I'm not sure if y'all heard what the attorney said, but I'm going to tell y'all too, there are those who are in position who will continue to play ignorant or blind themselves and will continue to perpetuate an issue that and lead a people into thinking situations are okay or make it seem like that things are going to get better. And so when I heard the attorney, he spoke of this, I was like, does anybody else hear this that I hear? Because it is amazing that, people who are up in age, okay, who have gone through this whole thing of fighting and singing the songs and all that right there, protesting and out marching and, getting upset and mad. This whole thing that we have seen over the years, these attorneys, these so-called pro-activists are just regurgitating old information, old hope messages, old Negro spiritual songs, and act like we're going to continue to fight on something that they know themselves will never change. So I want to lay some things into you all's lap. I just want to give you food for thought. I want to provoke. I want to provoke some thought. Greetings, everybody. Greetings. Yeah. Um, because I think it's just, hey, each and every one of our duties to throw things off of each other, right? And I'm gonna open up the air and let some people come chime in. I hope those were able to see my video this morning when I shared how America almost destroyed me. They tried to, but they didn't. Damn sure came close, but they didn't. And there was many instances along my life that where brother got low, brother got, lost faith, brother, had no hope. But I was overcome that. But I hope that y'all had heard Jacob Blake's attorney response when they did not bring any charges against the officers that shot, or the officer who shot him. And we got 84 people in, and we're going to get into this right here because I'm scratching my head and saying, are we that ignorant as a people? Are we that blind? Have we become so complacent? Have we become to where we have become so comfortable, so blinded to see the truth? And Giselle, you hit me with a question. Look, you should have asked me that question earlier about my son. No, my son's in my life. No, my son's in my life. He's supposed to be in here, but he got some issues he had to take care of through the court system. So, which is prohibiting him from getting his passport. Hope I answered that question real quick, okay, before everybody else gets into off the track, all right? Anyway, um, let's see. Okay, Connie, thank you. It was deep and soul washing. Thank you for being open into the spirit. Yeah, okay. So I'm glad that people was able to watch them. I did get a lot of emails from that. You would not believe how many people reached out to me and shared their horror stories with the judicial system, with the government system, the issues on their job, the opportunities that have been taken away from them. I've been getting emails left and right, and I tell you, each one was very personal. Each one was very heart wrenching, and I think I'm going to do a video, family, on people coming on just sharing their stories, how America almost destroyed them. Because it's an untold story. We go on our daily lives, and our youth need to hear this. Our youth needs to hear the stories of what we've been through, so that they don't realize, don't think that it's fair game out here. We have to educate our youth. If we remain quiet as elders, how is our youth going to be able to understand some things? How are our youth going to understand, hey, look, y'all, hey, this is old hat right here. This stuff that they're talking, people out here, we've been marching, we've been protesting, we've been singing those, we shall overcome for over 65, 70, 80 years, and still nothing's changed. But we have people out here who's regurgitating this old rhetoric of messages that keep a people still fooled and believing that there's going to be change. This is what's happening. Let's get into it, family, because some things stand out to me. And I just want to, like I said, I just want to lay some stuff in your lap, because sometimes I know in busy days that we have people working and family and all that right there. And we don't have outlets. We don't, they got some of y'all shut in. They got some people, you got curfews, and now you're locked in your houses. And a lot of people are limited to, really in that interaction circle, to where you can just kind of like let stuff off. And I know that social media has been an outlet for a lot of people. a way of just communicating with others. And that's why I understand in the chat that you have these sidebars. I had to think about that. A lot of people, man, just trying to, connect with people outside of the small circle that they have. So I respect that. And so I had to really consider that, which really made me decide not to shut off the comments because I'm like, let this be. It's just another thing of means of communication for us as a people. Maybe hash things off and just throw things off each other and have a little good conversation because it's rough every day. It's rough for a lot of people. There's a lot of issues going on, family, that we just don't share with each other, And there's a lot of people trying to hold on. But this information right here, let me just lay this in your lap, and then we're gonna have some dialogue because I really believe that as little information comes, I think light bulbs begin to go off. And then people be like, man, I never thought of it like that. I never saw it. I never heard it put that way. Yes, that applies to me. And so let's get into this right here. Jake Blake's attorney. And so I'm going to play just little bits and pieces, and I'm going to say what I got to say on each one till the end. It's only 2 minutes long, but I'm going to cut it off at each point, and I'm going to make my position, okay? But I want y'all to listen to this. This is an attorney now. This is an attorney.
Today, the news that we have heard from the Kenosha the Kenosha District Attorney's Office is very disturbing. We are immensely disappointed with that decision. We believe that there was more than sufficient evidence to find probable cause to charge Officer Shesky. We believe that there were certain standard operating procedures that Officer Shesky should have followed that were not followed.
Please, somebody help me to understand. Why are you disappointed? How can you be disappointed when you already know the results of a judicial system? We just had our young brother, what's the young one up there in, what was it, Cleveland, Ohio? That what was it, last week or so, I made mention of, I'm sorry, I can't remember the names. The young boy, 12 years old, cops showed up 2 seconds, come out the car, bap, 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 bap. Somebody help me. I know somebody's gonna mention it. What about our sister down in Louisville, all right? And, these charges aren't brought across the police officers and stuff like that. This is time and time again. Why are we disappointed and we surprised like we can't understand why the judicial system is not bringing forth charges against certain police officers? That's blowing my mind. See, that right there is called putting your head in the sand and acting like the problem does not exist. This is the problem we have in our community. We put our head in the sand and then act like, well, yes, let's go out here and march, and then you ignore it. Tamir Rice, thank you very much. Federari, thank you. Yes. Thank you, James. Yes. Fuchsia, yeah, thank you. Tamir Rice. And everybody like, oh my gosh, can you believe that they didn't bring charges? Yes, I can believe they didn't bring charges. What is this? Are we that blind to think that we got a faith in a system that has shown time and time again, look, we going to give you one off the hook, but then we got 20 more that we going to take on our side. When are we going to understand that? Let's run through that.
There was no de-escalation. And we believe that the shooting an individual 7 times while walking away from the officer is nothing less than intentional.
See, I don't know if y'all saw that video or not. Shot him 7 times while walking away. See, this is where I gotta stand for what is right, or you gonna try to defend what is wrong. Now, I myself saw that video probably a handful of times. Not every brother who gets shot by a police officer, and I'm jumping on the side of the brother. No. Ignorance is ignorance, and I'm gonna tell you, right is right, wrong is wrong. Now, I don't know what jobs y'all had. I've been into the security forces field. I have been into private security, as on the private sector. I do know, and I'm going to ask you, what would you do as a police officer that a joker walks away? Now, they didn't just shoot him at that moment. No, that police officer followed him until that joker opened up the door, went inside and reached. Then he got shot. Now, let me ask you, what would you do? Would you wait till he come out with something and then try to protect yourself? What would you do? Now he's talking about protocols. We don't know what transpired before that 20-second video that he's talking about. But let's keep everything in perspective, because this is how some of these attorneys go ahead and sit here and tell lies to get everybody caught up in emotions, and then people go out here and act crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one who's going to defend our people, but I'm not defending you because you black and if you do wrong. I'm sorry. Because if y'all heard the video that I heard that I mentioned today and a few other times, see, my mama raised me because she raised me to teach me about some behaviors when you leave out of this house. We didn't disrespect adults growing up. We said yes, sir, yes, ma'am to an adult or a person that was in a figure of authority. That's where I was raised up. Okay, we didn't have a disregard that you run off with your mouth like we see some of our youth and all that right there. Why? Because they're being raised by young mamas and lack of daddies as well. That you can just pop off, say what you want, just have a disregard for authority and act the fool when you want to act the fool. When a cop tells you to stop, oh, you want to go ahead and run your mouth. Who the heck you do it? Blah, 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 blah. All this right here. Keep your hands up. You're moving your hands around. You're acting like you this and that. Or you take off running, or you get in your car, you run off. Now, are you going to defend wrong or are you going to defend right? And this is what these attorneys are doing. They're sparking rage into people, but they're not telling the exact story. Because he said that that Jacob walking away was shot 7 times. No, come on. If you're going to tell the story, family, tell the story exactly how it went. The police officers yelled at him for him to stop several times, and he never did. He opens the door up and reaches in his car. Please, somebody, let me look in the chats here. What would you do? Somebody, give me some answers. What would you do? You're a police officer who have been in some very touchy situations in your career. You have had probably some people shoot at you. You have had some chasings going on. You have had your maybe some rough, you got to wrestle people down, and you got to worry about your life every day. And then you have somebody who does not comply with your so-called orders. What do you do? Please, somebody tell me, if you're a police officer, what do you do? I haven't seen no answers come through. Can y'all hear me? Please, we gotta talk about this because there's ignorance that's going on. It is true when the scrolls say this right here. The day shall come when right will be wrong and wrong will be right. And I'm seeing this unfold every day. People defending wrong or defending what's wrong and what is right, they're totally ignoring and having ignorance too, and rather ignore that. Yes, what would you do if you're the police officer and Jacob Blake did what he did? What would you do? I know, C. Reed. I understand that, brother. I understand, or it might be sister. I'm sorry. I understand that. We keep saying, what if he's white? We already know if he was white, what they would do. And we know if you black, what would they do? If you know they're going to shoot you if you don't comply, sometimes they shoot you if you do. But for the most part, what do you do if you're the police officer? You the black police officer. And a black man, we're going to keep it black. What would you do? He's walking and you're telling him, sir, stop, halt, in the name of the law. What would you do? And he walks into his car, opens the door, goes into his car, please somebody tell me, what would you do? Giselle. Okay, so we do know, you said you're going to say, hello, young man, what are you doing and how can I help you? Okay, all right, okay. In a hostile situation that y'all were called over for somebody who took keys from somebody and they was about to take their car away. See, that's why I said earlier today in my message today, you better be careful when you call the police on one of your family members or a loved one because you just don't know the outcome. But this guy was upset and all that right there. Avril, okay, you would arrest him. So that means then what? You would then stop him, grab him, and slam him to the ground and try to put handcuffs on him. That's what you're saying. I'm thinking that's what you're saying. I would shoot him in the leg. Any police officer will tell you this right here. They are not trained to shoot any other part but in a center mass of a body. Now let's keep that in mind. Let's not go there and say, but white people, yes, there is an exception. See, we keep acting ignorant when it comes to, but if they were white, we already know the answer to that. We're talking to you, black people. We already know, which we're going to get on about the Capitol building. We're going to get there, family, because see, we got to stop this crazy thinking. Come on now, what would y'all do? I would tase him or tackle him down and subdue him. Shida. Okay. That is definitely an option. There's many options, yes. Yes, Easy D, you have a police force. Let me put this up here. Okay, you have a police force that has been infiltrated with racist, cold-blooded killers and Latino gang members. Now this is historical fact. The question is, how can it be fixed? Well, yeah, how can it be fixed? But let's keep the question at hand. What would you do? You're police officers. Now somebody said I would tase them. Now I don't even know if the police officer had a taser on him. I don't know. You would tase them, okay? If you have a taser. Okay, somebody said they would go ahead and arrest him. But let's say this right here. The attorney. Let's look what the attorney said. Okay, Maximilian, I'll tell my son to comply even if he feels he's being wronged because I can get you out of jail, but I can't get you out of casket. That's true. I'm tired of people going out on a limb for some people who do wrong. It's time for us to stand up for what is right and what is wrong. There is nothing wrong with supporting a police officer if he's in the right. And there's nothing wrong with saying to a brother or sister, you were wrong, yo. You have to comply. You have to comply. And every person who is in a situation, heated moment, whatever, because it was only a 20-second video, we really couldn't even hear what they were saying. Couldn't hear none of what they were saying. But there was apparently situation went on. Somebody captures him on film. This dude just walks all around his car, ignores totally what the police officer says. I thought too the officer should have taken some other precautionary measures. He could have easily tackled that guy. He could have easily. But this is my thing. When we watch all this unfold, why are we still behaving in that type of manner? Because we're going to have to educate our kids. Because if we're going to rest on if they were white, they wouldn't have shot him. Okay, now how are you going to tell your black son, see the white, do what the white people do? See, that's the problem that I've seen over this internet. Have y'all watched those videos of those the guys out in California, the white guys now who are challenging police officers and knowing the law, and they're going basically going and filming government buildings. They walk into these places or private places, and they're educating these police officers what their rights are. Have you taken note? Brothers now are trying to do the same thing, and I'm like, you have you not learned there is a total different protocol in the approach of an officer to a white guy than a brother? And that is our problem. We keep thinking that we're on the same level in America as the white people. And then we act like oh my gosh, they shot him. What is the surprise, family? What is the surprise? How is it that we keep putting our head in the sand and we got attorneys? Oh, I play this again. We're going to continue on with this. Then you got attorneys sitting up here going to sit here and play us for a fool and try to get emotions stirred up and get people going out in the street and protesting and all that right there. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Today, the news that we have heard from the Kenosha Police Department, the Kenosha District Attorney's Office is very disturbing. we are immensely disappointed with that decision. We believe that there was more than sufficient evidence to find probable cause to charge Officer Shesky. We believe that there were certain standard operating procedures that Officer Shesky should have followed that were not followed. There was no de-escalation. And we believe that the shooting an individual 7 times while walking away from the officer is nothing less than intentional. We believe that all the elements of attempted homicide were met, and that we believe that the city and the community is being deprived of their constitutional right to be able to be the trier of fact. And we're just immensely disappointed with that decision today. We believe.
Has he said anything, family? Anything new? We are immensely disappointed. We're so shocked because the judicial system didn't bring charges against a white officer who shot a black man. And what? Okay, let's continue.
That the district attorney's office somehow believes that as we roll into 2021, that all of a sudden the country is legally blind or something. We think that the 20-second video is very clear. We don't need a 2-hour explanation for what our eyes can see.
That in 2021, that they act like we're legally blind. Oh, hell yeah, we're blind. We're blind to the fact of what's really going on, and we keep putting our head in the sand and acting like we're surprised and immensely disappointed in a system that ain't never worked for us. That's what blowing my mind. I met a guy today, Kenyan. He hit me with a lot of questions. He was very interested in the conditions of America, but he really hit me with the questions about the white people who went into the Capitol building. We're going to get on that, but we're going to finish this up. But anyway, he was amazed that how the whole thing unfolded. And so I started educating him on how the treatment of black people are, and how, over the years, I mean, we went all the way back to slavery, and he was kind of educated in some things too. I was surprised that he knew a lot of things like Jim Crow and all these things right here. But educating him up to where it is now, he said this right here, family. He said, "Do you ever think that America will fall?" And I said, the people are so blind today, they can't even see it is. I said, things just don't happen like that. America's not going to go boom. I hear people say Babylon's going to fall, America's going to, they're going to wind up being at the bottom. This is a gradual thing that's happening when it falls. It's like a ship. The ship doesn't just bloom, it just gradually. And if you're not smart or wise enough to know when to get off the boat, you just drown with it. But the problem of it is that if you wait too late when it comes to a ship sinking, that because of the force of the air that will suck the water around it, you will get sucked under too if you wait too long. And we act like in America that everything is brand new. And so when you have these attorneys who continuously perpetuate an issue as though there is a hope at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to continue to sing this "We Shall Overcome" and sing the old Negro spirituals and lock hands and walk down the street, and we act like it's all brand new. But listen what else he's got to say, because he talked about blind. We're acting like in 2021 that we're blind. Oh no, we are blind. Because we acting like this ain't never happened before. And we still putting trust in the judicial system to be able to bring us some justice when it doesn't. Because like I said, they'll say, give them one and we're going to take 20. Shut them up and we go ahead and get the rest. This is what they do. But of course, We don't want to face it because it's too painful. So what do? We put our blind eyes on, we put our head in the sand and act like it's okay. Just continue on. Okay, they got another one. They got another one. So what? Let's not even think about it. If it was the white people, see the white people. Then we get so focused on the white people. Because what they did with the Capitol building, which we're going to get to, is they told you the truth. This system in America don't apply to you black people how we treat our white people. We're going to get to that.
In 2021, that all of a sudden the country is legally blind or something. We think that the 20-second video is very clear. We don't need a 2-hour explanation for what our eyes can see. So we're immensely disappointed with that. It takes 20 seconds to watch that video to find probable cause, and it took them over 4 months to find a reason to ignore it. We're not happy. We will exercise every remedy that is available. We think that is just, it is very discouraging for all the protesters.
What's available for us? We're going to use all possible means that's readily available. Please tell me, family, what's available? What you going to do differently than you have? You're talking about a state judicial system. It's the country judicial system that runs to the Supreme Court. What, you're going to get a victory in one state and you got 49 other states that you still got to deal with and there still ain't been no change? You barking up the wrong tree when you need to go to the daggone beast head, the leader, which is the country, not the state. See, this is the ignorance that we want to keep putting our head in the sand and act like we're making some strides when somebody gets some reward money or some payoff money. This is an attorney who is sitting here trying to paint a picture as though it's so bad that the legal system have let us down and that we're going to continue on what he's going to say.
And all the individuals who gathered peacefully to urge change. And it just shows that we have a lot of work to do. We won't stop.
What work do we got to do that we haven't done before? We got a lot of work to do. We won't stop. Okay. All right. You're not going to stop. Okay. So you just stay in a burning house until when? Because see, all those people who done march and protest, that used to be me. I've been out there, I did it for my kids. You know, we're going to do all this work. We got a lot of work to do, family. We got a lot of work to do. Yeah, this is what he's saying now. Because we could fall into this. If I can get my thing to go, okay.
Immensely disappointed with that. It takes 20 seconds to watch that video to find probable cause, and it took them over 4 months to find a reason to ignore it. We're not happy. We will exercise every remedy that is available. We think that is just, it is very discouraging for all the protesters. And all the individuals who gathered peacefully to urge change. And it just shows that we have a lot of work to do. We won't stop, and it doesn't stop here.
Why is it that we have to do the work? Why is it that we always have to plead to the so-called the masters? Why is it that they are not doing the working? We got to continue to beg. We got to continue to ask for the handout. We got to be the ones who did. Why is it that we got to work and work hard and got a lot of work to do? Family, look, you're either going to submit and just go ahead and say, this is just the way it is. It's been going on for 400 years now. 400 years. And we've been talking about injustice for how long? How long are we going to sit around and wait? Because be honest with y'all, we going to fizzle out. And then our children and then our grandchildren are going to be doing that same old rhetoric. Come on, let's lock up. Let's protest. We going to fight. We going to get change. We going to make sure we get. Now, I'm not saying change does not happen. I'm saying that you are trying to plead to a system that has been written that is not going to change. If you change that judicial system that is ran by private sector, by investors who make billions of dollars off the backs of the free labor of the prisoners that are in there incarcerated, I'm here to tell you, a lot of people who are in their class is going to suffer. This system is just another means of slavery. It's in the 13th Amendment. So what do we do?
And I think in 2021, it shows one very important thing, and that is that there's three justice systems in America. There's one for black and brown people, one for police officers, and one for the rest of America.
In 2021, it shows that. It's been showing that for the last daggone 400 years. If you just now find out in 2021 that there is a justice system for the black and the brown, for the police officers, and for the rest of the white people, where have you been sleeping at? Where you been sleeping because your head is in the sand. This is the rhetoric that keeps black folks ignorant when you got attorneys up here who's speaking that garbage to keep you emotionally in an uproar. Instead of saying, hey, y'all, look, we got to come to some grips here of how the system really is. And we got to come up and devise a plan to where we got to do things differently. We're going to have to really sit down with our children and our people to come up with how we're going to overcome this. Not keep begging at the front door that's not opening up and giving you an opportunity to get you some freedoms in this judicial system. But he's going to sit here and say in 2021, there is 3 judicial systems. No. For the last 400 years, since them jokers came over and brought us over on the slave ships, there's always been 3 different judicial systems, if you want to call it that. But see, this is our ignorance, family. This is where we want to stay in the same mindset. We still want to go ahead and ignore the truth of this country has killed your great-granddaddy, your great-grandmama, your great-greats, all the ancestors behind. They have raped them, robbed them, pillaged them. And then we keep thinking that the same system. Please, let's take white people out of the mix. Yes, they wrote it. But the system, when it's in place, that's a harder thing to change than a person's mindset. Because then you got to rewrite. Rewriting something means there was an error, or you have to come to recognize you have to include. They're not going to do that. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. But this is what these lawyers do. Why? This dude's getting paid at the end of the day because yeah, they're going to get them a settlement because of a death. You get shot and killed by the police officers, the city will going to pay for the death of your loved one. The question of it is how much will the family get? They will get some type of some type of money for damages. That's just how it is. This right here got about 10 more seconds, I think, or so. Let's listen to this. We're gonna move on. Because
no, 1 second. We won't stop until there is actually truly one nation under God with justice and liberty for us all. We won't stop until we get there.
One nation under God and justice for all. These juckles don't even believe in the God. The God is what they created. That's why they love it. On the money. In God we trust. They got us fooled and they took away our spirituality in our creator. Their God does everything for them. And as long as we keep worshiping their God, we're going to find out we just keep getting the rewards from their God of what they do. Yeah, I saw in here illusion. Yes. You still looking towards their God. You're praying for their God. You follow everything from it. And then it's like, okay, so when's your God going to save you? When? There comes a time in life, family, that you got to ask yourself some hard questions. I did this when I was, What changed my mind, especially when it came to Christianity, I had to put some things to test. And I used to say this right here. Either the creator is a liar or man is a liar. Somebody is lying. Because if it says this and this right here is not true, either man is a lie or creator is a lie. See, we don't want to cross that because we're afraid from what they told us. You're going to hell if you ever, if you cross these boundaries or whatever. But how is it, family, that we continue every daggone month? We are hearing the judicial system has let us down, and we act like we're, oh my God, did you hear what happened? I cannot believe. What are you shocked over? Where you been? Your head been in the sand? Did you really expect a different result? Who do we have? We had the young man there in Ohio. We had our sister in Louisville. We had I get now, family, I can't even remember the names. I can't remember. It's just like, hey, I ain't got to worry about that because I'm here in Africa. But the only thing I have is this, that I want to still give an extended hand to my family. I'm that, y'all know who my shero is. So if Harriet Tubman was always given an extended hand, and she would time and time again, she would risk her life coming back down the south, gain some more people, take them up to the north, go back down, and all that right there. And she said she would have freed so many slaves if they only knew they were slaves. If they only knew. And then we sit here and act like, oh my gosh, did you hear about what they did? They didn't even convict the police officers. Next month, it's going to be somebody shot and killed, and we're going to be like, oh my God, that's wrong. They shot the brother. And then we go right back to our business. That's a shame. That's a shame what they doing to us. Ain't that something? The next month, wow, I can't believe what they did. Did y'all hear about that? Wow, that's messed up. If it was a white person, they would have never did it. So in other words, what you're saying is you recognize the injustices that happen, and there is two different type of set of rules that apply to the black person and white. Why would you in your right mind want to be under a system that is that way? How could you look your children, your grandchildren in the eyes and say, baby, go out there, but you better be safe because you know they're hunting you down, and feel comfortable and take a risk of getting on the door, your son, your daughter's been shot and killed. And then all of a sudden, we're going to do what black people do, fall all out, cry. We're going to be hurt, and we're going to be behind the podium when they go ahead and give you a couple of $1 million for slaying your child. Everybody stop protesting, stop looting, stop tearing down the place. Can't we all get along? That whole same old ritual that we do and we've been seeing for hundreds of years. When are we going to become wise? When are we going to get out of being ignorant, family? When? We got to sit back here and ask ourselves some hard questions. What the hell am I thinking? Especially for those who's up in age. What the hell am I thinking? But I know there's people out here who love to gamble. It ain't gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. Craps. Somebody I know now got affected. It ain't gonna happen to me. It ain't gonna happen to me. That's what it is. Crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Mr. Mrs. Oh, Lord Jesus, 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 help me, please. Lord Jesus, help me, please. This is what we do. And then we go right back to the normal thing each day. Now, I'm not trying to bang on any of you all. I'm just a voice in the wind. Because like I said, things just don't happen like that. Like bam, all of a sudden. This is things that's been transpiring. It's been going on and on and on for years. You know, different than Noah was sitting there telling people, the flood is coming, the flood is coming, the flood is going to be here. Ha ha ha, he's crazy building the boat. Look at him. All these stories we can really just go ahead and relate to really our lives today. We ain't got to go thousands of years back looking as those writers were sharing what was going on in their society. All those stories you can take and relate today. And I probably know the majority of them. And you can definitely learn from some of them and say, wow, ain't nothing really changed. It still goes on today. And then as soon as we sit here and then we sit here and plead and pray and ask that we get a way out, this and that. And then and all of a sudden your God is showing you, or your Lord or whatever is showing you answers all in front of your face. You put your head right back in the sand. Well, but I can't afford to leave. I don't want to go ahead and uproot and go. My family, they lived here and they all here. They built this country. I'm not trying to go nowhere. I'm fighting. We ain't gonna give up. Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with you staying back and fighting. If that's what you so do, go ahead. But let me just ask you this question. Why do you gotta fight to be accepted? I like to use this analogy. If your daughter was in an abusive relationship and she kept getting her tail beat, kept getting whooped from her man, what are you going to tell her? Girl, stay in there. Fight it out. It's part of your house. You bought most of that stuff in that house. It's your house too. Don't go nowhere. You played a part in that marriage. You have that. That's yours. This and that. You stayed. What would you tell your daughter if she's getting her butt? Because that's all America is abusive relationship. And we can sit here and tell your loved one, your child, look, don't be part of negativity. We say that all day long. Be away from negativity. Stay away from it. I don't want to be part of negativity, but you remain in a negativity that is. Oh, I'm conscious. Oh, I'm woke. I know the truth. Man, did you just hear about them not even just arresting, man, those police officers? Man, that's messed up. That's wrong. This is what we do. The stirring of the cup. I gotta go over and get me my teacup. Yeah, hold on a second, family, because I like to sometimes use a little, the props and all that right there. Because sometimes y'all gonna get this. All right, so it's like, look, and all of a sudden we're like, this is what you do to them. Just tell the black folk what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear, and you got them underneath the spell. You got them underneath the spell. The same rhetoric, the same old jargon, the same old spiel that they've been saying and doing for the last hundreds of years. So would you tell your daughter to stay in an abusive relationship? Would you tell somebody, who's being mistreated on the job, stay on the job, man. Stay on the job. Hey man, but they passed me up for promotion. The first thing you're gonna say is, why are you still working there, man? Go find you another job. Why are you gonna stay in some place, man, that's mistreating you, and they don't even care nothing about you? This is what we tell each other. But now, as a whole, as the country, we be like, well, yeah, but you know, we built this country. We gonna stay here and fight. Ain't that what the attorney said? That's what the attorney said. We gonna fight. We gonna fight. We gonna do all this right here, and he ain't gonna do nothing.
What our eyes can see. So we're immensely disappointed with that. It takes 20 seconds to watch that video to find probable cause, and it took them over 4 months to find a reason to ignore it. We're not happy.
We're not happy.
We will exercise every remedy that is available. We think that is just it is very discouraging.
Every remedy that's available. You ain't talking about leaving the country. You ain't talking about, hey, people, we need to probably just think about, hey, you know what? Let's explore some other places outside of America. You talking about remedy? Please tell me what remedy is it. Somebody got some answers right here in this chat. What remedies are there? Because when, okay, we've had our proactive leaders, you know, the Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons, the Martin Luther Kings. We've had the Huey P. Newtons. We had the Rosa Parks. We've had the list goes on and on. You know, we've had the Garveys. You know, we've had all of them. Time and time again, the Malcolm X's. We've had the all the activists. Just so many activists, so many. Please, somebody tell me, what's the remedy? What is the remedy? Thank you, Janaea. I don't know any remedy except for one. I mean, I took it. I got to explore somewhere else. 54 years living in a country that I have been mistreated, used, and abused. You know, they say if you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, it's called insanity. If they keep doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result, where does that leave you at? Well, you know, I mean, here comes the excuses, right? Well, you know, not everybody can leave. Not everybody. Oh, you can leave. The daggone Mexicans left Mexico. They found ways to dig tunnels and jump over fences. You got people coming in America in suitcases. You got people who's trying to come over on boats that are dying, giving their life up, trying to flee out of Cuba, was coming to America. You got people who is coming from China who are coming in shipping containers. You got people who are trying to get away to try to find a freedom and a place of peace. But black folk, well, you know, I mean, you got people out here who leave in Africa because they believe there's a better place out there. It's called the back way. And if y'all seen the India videos, they go right through Libya. And some of them are caught into slavery. Getting on them boats, barely can make it. Some don't even make it. They sink. People are dying for freedom. Dying. And then all we talk about is when somebody say, just come over and visit. What is it going to cost you? $2,000? Well, $2,000. I mean, you know, but as soon as you get your tax return of $5,000, $6,000, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the casino. I'm going to go ahead and buy me my Gucci. I'm going to go ahead and get me my stilettos. I'm going to go ahead and get me my BMW. Make it on man, because women going to think I'm beating them up. I'm going to go ahead and give me that jewelry, that gold. Get my bag of weed, my bag of coke. But you know, I mean, I ain't got the money to be, I mean, you know. I mean, isn't that real? That's the excuses we come up. And the thing we want to argue about is, well, you need a passport. Mexicans never need no passport. And guess what? I talked to some refugees today from Rwanda. Boy, I needed to record what they had to say. They showed me the paperwork and all, explained to me how that whole system works and how it was in this asylum status coming here as a refugee. Passport, you don't need a passport to leave America. Not if you really want to get out. Heck, there were people leaving the South during slavery, during Harriet Tubman's time. They was going to Canada. There were people who were leaving going to Africa. There were people who were leaving going to South America. There was people who were leaving going to Mexico. But there again, this message ain't for everybody. This message is just for those who just are considering that, you know, like the emails I've been receiving today, who were telling me that my video this morning was so moving and it really jarred something in them because of realizing the disadvantages that they have been experiencing here during their lifetime when you look back and say, I remember that job I had, and yeah, how they treated me, or this position I'm in, and how they just overlooked me, or how I, got fired, for no reason from this job. And then I turn around and I try to go here, or, you're more qualified and you're in the interview room and you're standing across you with these white faces and you was prep and prime for that job and you didn't even get it. Your children who's going to schools and all that right there, who comes back home, who might complain of not only from white people, but the mess that goes on in black schools. You got to deal with the fighting, the attitudes. You got to deal with the lack of interest from some teachers because it's out of control in these inner city schools. They're not even getting equal education as though as the rural areas or the suburbs areas. How do I know that? Because your man coached basketball at high school levels. Yes, I coached at a suburban school in Spring Hill, Tennessee, called Independence High School. Coached basketball there. Then I went to the inner city in Nashville, coached at Pearl Cone High School. Then I went to South Carolina and coached out in a rural area, which was a half 50-50, that I coached basketball at the high school level. I was able to see the differences in the education of what they give us and what the white folks have. Totally different. It comes to the computers, the resources, the teachers. We lack in all that. The buildings, the funding, we still lack in all that. And then we can just allow our children to go into these places to where we know it's a disadvantage for them. And those who have a means of money try to send their kids over to private schools. And it's those who got that money like that. But these are the things that we just got to stop and just think. Because like I said, go black is a mental thing beyond just the skin color. If we got to change this to continue to renew your mind so that you may prove what that is good. Not get stuck on a thought and just stay with it for the rest of your life. Say, well, you know what? Hey, this is what I believe. Because beliefs change. A knowing don't. When you get to a place of knowing and say, I know this is just how it is. Well, I believe this is going to change. Well, yeah, you can continue on believing. Because believing will continue to, beliefs change. When I know how a white system is, I know this is just a system that has been built to keep America up. They can't change it. They can't change it because if they change it, it changes the whole demographics of America. They found out in life that in life, you always must have the lower. You got to have a worker bee. You got to have one that you got to mistreat so you can feel important. Let's get on right now, family, because this is what we go on next to this. What happened the other day? Because I thought it was kind of funny because it doesn't affect me anymore because I already know. So I don't feel a certain way. Like I said, and I shared with y'all in my video, why I could not go back to America. It pains me to see the state that we're in. When I drive around and go visit and I see just the state of what the system has put us in, it pains me. So I have to get out of there. I'm like, look, you know what? Hey, I'm not staying in this situation. Only thing I can do is I got to go ahead and go and probably be a forerunner for some people because I just met a young lady today. Met her. I got two people I met today. One was a Kenyan who approached me, and the other one was an American sister coming from Chicago. Hey, do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah. Hey, you go back to Africa? Yeah. Sat down and broke bread with her and everything. Coming over here just exploring. Came by herself, 32 years old. I just came, I'm not working right now, but I have some funds that I can be able to just go. I want to explore. You motivated me to come and just try it out. Wow, for real? Me? Yes. This is a 32-year-old woman from Chicago by herself. Thank you, Lord, that I was an impact on somebody's life who was able just to come venture and just to see. Maximilian, hey, thanks a lot, brother, for giving, for forgiving, forgiving. Hey, yeah. Africa needs amnesty clause that if you make it to Africa passport or not, you will be accepted. We shouldn't need the white man's paper to come home. Let me say this, because Maximilian, I I was about to do a video and I pulled it. Maybe some of y'all saw it when I talked about the American, you get more privilege with the American passport being overseas in a different country than you do back in America. You get more respect holding a pat. Well, them days are changing now very rapidly, but you get more benefit and respect by having an American passport. Let me explain something, because Donna Samir, ES, and them got their, so Sierra Leone, um, they got their passports, citizenships, and I can guarantee you. Now hear me, and I challenge anybody out there who got dual citizenship. I want to find out, did anybody rip up their American passport? I would love to know that, because I'm here to tell you. You mess around and get an African passport and you ain't got no American passport. Oh, entering certain countries, you just not allowed. And then talking about trying to get a visa. We need to talk to some African brothers and sisters. I know a lot of the African brothers and sisters, they living over in UK and America. Please, some of y'all tell the rest of the people how hard it is to get a visa, let alone to travel from one country to another in Africa. Now they're changing it now to where now they're making way that you can use, like over here in the East, you can go to 3 countries right here on and not have to worry about getting these visas for each. But let me tell you right here, I'm smart enough to know, look, I know, hey, I'm America, but I ain't that stupid to know that, hey, I do hold on to something that these people respect. If you got, these people admire America. They hear you speak English, they're like, hey, where are you from? I'm from Africa. No, but your language. Oh, I lived in America. I don't like to say I'm from no America. We all brothers and sisters from Africa. That American, for the most part, going through customs, American, gone. We know they did their security check. We know you're not most threat as a security risk or a terrorist or right there. American passport. Okay, bye. And I've seen some from countries that sit off the side and have it every last bag checked. And here's the thing about a passport, family. When you travel abroad, overseas, when you go into the hotel room, give me your passport. When you got to get your SIM card, give me your passport. The passport, everywhere you go, they want to see your passport. You talk to some Americans. Colin tell you, the one that I did an interview yesterday from Rwanda. You know, he was telling me, too, yeah, they stop me all the time. Everything all the time. I just show them my American passport. Huh. Yeah. They want to act silly. I want to call the American embassy. Oh, no problem, sir. I'm sorry, sir. You go ahead, sir. No problem. Go ahead. So yeah, you can get dual citizenship, and I want to get dual citizenships because yeah, I want both of those. Because the green one, which is the African one, can get you through places without having to pay that daggone visa expense that each country that I'm going to. All right, let's talk about the next subject because I don't want to belabor the issue, but let's talk about the white folk, and I'm going to let some people in on the Capitol building. That was nothing more than them showing you blatantly, oh yeah, niggas, you go into a store doing your protest and break a window, we coming with tear gas and guns. Somebody's getting arrested and maybe shot and killed. But for our folks, no. We can't do that. See, because if we release a bullet, we're killing our own, let alone it might be a congressman's kid, it could be somebody in a high position's child or relatives, and we're not taking that risk to go ahead and do that. So what we do is we allow our people to behave the way that they want. They can overtake the Capitol building. They did it to Washington State and all that right there. But for you black people, we're going to keep you in your place. You protest, you better get permission. Yes. Um, y'all so-called in fact people, yes. You better get permission, get a permit so that you can come march with your guns and you act and you behave politely, you follow our rules, and you can come on and do. But let things get out of hand. Hey, call in the daggone reservists. It's time to go ahead now and start shooting these black folk or arresting them or doing whatever. Isn't that true? We see a two total different side. And what do? Man, that ain't fair. See, that's the white people. See, man, that was brothers. That then well, we already know that. So what are we getting all stirred up for? Maximilian, my brother. My point is America denies a lot of young African American men passports because of the background check. That's true. I'm trying to help a few get passports now. You're just true. If you are behind in child support, you can't get your passport. If you got certain type of felonies, especially a drug felony, you can't get your passport. If you're behind in your taxes, you can't get your passport. Or in the IRS. There are certain things it will stop you from but does a passport stop you from going? We sneak all over the place. Sneaking in stores and looting and what prohibits you getting on a boat, going over down somewhere else? We figure everything else out. Like I said, the Mexicans know how to do it. They're like, government over here is too corrupt. We're going to go over there to the American side. All right, y'all, let's come on. Let's go ahead and dig these tunnels underneath. That's what they do. Dig the tunnels. Oh, my amigo, I had no time for that. I'm going to jump the fence. Okay, well, you be the one who goes ahead and deter and, so that give attention to you and we'll be over here. That's what they do all day long. And then what the government do to smear more in our face? We're going to go ahead and just give the citizenships to those who are already in the house. So, we can go ahead and continue to pay them their little small wager. Kind of keep the jobs away from even, because don't worry about the blacks, but because, they're just in another thing. We don't have much respect for them. But we're going to give citizenship to these people who jump fences, who have went the legal route, who haven't went down the necessary protocols of trying to get citizenships. It's just too many of them. Let's just go on and give them residence. Yeah. Africans coming over here, oh, they better be reaching some asylum. We can't open up the gates to them. People who's trying to hunger to get in from what? What country they coming from? Oh, you're okay. We can let them in. This is what happens. But so when you watch these white people go stormed, the police ran. These jokers got in and got on the house floor, and the guy is yelling. I said tonight to my brother and sister having their live, living my best life in Ghana. Shout out to them. That every situation is happening now while I'm here in Africa and seeing what's going on in America. It's becoming comical now. It's like my eyes are even being more open to see and say, this is really a game they're playing. They're thumbing the nose at the black people and just shitting on them constantly. Go Black, they are shutting down black YouTubers. I watched Fly Nubian Queen, Vicky Diller, and Roland. They shut both of them down yesterday due to troll reporting lies during their live feeds. Yeah. You better get this message while you can. You better get it while you can. I know they're going to probably shut some of us down. I'm not afraid of that. I don't need YouTube. I'm using this platform only as the time permits. Why? I believe it's my duty. It would be ignorant of me to have found a treasure and not share it with people. Like I said, this ain't for everybody. This is just for those who come across the channel and be like, you know what? I've been feeling a certain type of way. I've been seeing that, you know what? I'm unable to reach my full potential. I got a lot to give. There's a lot of me that I still got to release. You know, I really want to be around people of my own kind. I want to have an opportunity for my kids not to be judged by the color of their skin. I mean, you got to know how to play the game. This life ain't nothing but a game. You're either going to let people take advantage of you, or you're going to be the one who's going to have not navigate and be able to take advantage of the system that is in place. That ain't no different than me. You see, before I came here to Africa, I knew, all right, there's certain roles I can play. See, when I grow this right here, right, and I know I'm going into Muslim countries, right, this right here typically is going, and I walk around and say, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. And then when they hear that I'm English or whatever, and I speak English, and they're like thinking like, is this dude Muslim or whatever? He might be a brother. And then they ask me that. Are you a Muslim? I'm everything. See, I know how to play the game. Because why? I'm trying to camouflage myself in. That's no different than when you read in the Bible and the Spirit told Joseph and Mary, send Emmanuel, Jesus, down to Egypt. He's got to blend in. Why? Because Herod's trying to get him. Now, why would you send a white man down into black folks who would stand out with a sore thumb? No, he had to mingle with the folks because these are black folks. Look all on the pyramids, look on the temples, look on the tombs, and see the color range that was. So he had to be a different color than just being of pale skin. He had to look like he's from Africa, because a lot of people don't even realize that Egypt's from Africa. So blending in. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that there are people out here, you got to learn how to play a game. It's a game being played in America. And guess what? These jokers keep winning over and over and over again. And like I said earlier, how do you tell your child with good, right conscious, in a good, wholehearted consciousness, you better behave yourself and know how to speak when you're out there in the street, because you're going to be treated differently by a system. Look, you can't go out there and do what the white people do, because they're going to give you 3 times as much punishment. When you go to work, you better show up 15 minutes early before the white man, and you better stay 15 minutes after before the white man, and you better work twice as hard. And only thing your child is looking at you like is, and why are we living here then if I got to go through all that? And I'm going to be treated fair, and I got to overextend myself to get myself to fit into a puzzle or a society, to be recognized, to be what? Thank you, Amy G, for your giving. I appreciate you. Definitely. I mean, isn't that real? I mean, you know, Honeybee, what country is the best for us to expat to? You got to do your research yourself, because each country has its own vibe, its own culture, it has its own system. There's 54 of them, and that's the beautiful thing. Now, if you want me to try to give you an answer, I'm gonna say start with the West Coast. Start with Ghana. And family, check this out. Please go to my playlist, okay? Because people, they keep emailing me and all that right there. I have did painstaking work to go ahead and break down by the regions of Africa and all those countries that have African American YouTubers, or even just African YouTubers who are means of contact for you to go on there, see their videos, and say, hey, they're in Nigeria, they're over in Ghana, over here in Tanzania. I have painstakingly went through the YouTube, finding these people, and then saving it and created these folders to put them in for you to go to the playlist and say, hey, let me try to reach out to this person. Because you look enough through their videos, they're going to have contact information. So I've done that. I've done the legwork for you. So you got to do a part two. Okay? So the people out there are willing to help. Now, I would say, if you want me just to give you an answer, I would say Ghana. The only reason why I'm saying Ghana is there's a lot of us there, and there's a lot of people who are there willing to help you. Versus you come out here, it's just a handful that I know of. Kenya, it's a handful. Tanzania, there's a group of them. There's Arusha. I think I was told about 30 people up there. Then you get down towards Dar es Salaam. There's a handful of 2 people down there. But I mean, there's a few thousand in Ghana. Great brothers and sisters out there. They've been there for 30, 40 years. Yeah. Where was that one at? We believe that change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will. To our detriment. We stay here. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you believe change is going to come, who am I to say that is not going to come? The question is when. When? My granddad, my great-granddad, my great-great-granddad and mom, well, we were broken up as a family just in the 1800s. And some of y'all already know my uncle just passed, who was 107 a couple weeks back. Ain't changed back when he was. He told me his stories. My granddad then told me his stories. My dad told me his stories. I told my son my stories. Now you tell me then, when do you stop telling the same old stories? Somebody please tell me. What? That you want your child to go through the anguish? Well, some of y'all, let me say this right here. Some of y'all haven't been through any of it. There's some people who has never experienced the prejudice or biases. But this is what the guy asked me today, a Kenyan. He said, is it like open that they're prejudiced against you? I mean, like, they'll chase you down and, I said in some areas, yes. A brother just got killed just in, what was it, Georgia? The 2 white guys, he was jogging through the neighborhood and shot and killed them. I said, it do happen. But what did we do? Put the head in the sand and we'll forget all that happened. I want one person or anybody in this chat to name every last person that has died from the hands of a white person or cop last year without looking up any information. You can't do it. It's too many, and we've forgotten them. The military has a graveyard over in Arlington, Virginia called the Unknown Soldiers. These people become unknown. We know them today, and tomorrow they're just a withered memory. It's a faint memory. That's all they are. And then we put our head back in the sand, and then we look up when something else happens. Oh, that's messed up. Go right back onto our business. Craps. They got me. I got away. But there again, so he asked me that, and I told him, I said, it happens, yes, but it's more covert than it is overt. And he said, how is it covert? I said, I'm glad you asked. I said, no man knows. No man would ever know. Did he not get that job because of his skin color? Did he not get that loan because of his skin color? Did he not get an opportunity for a business when anytime you hear the no's or the denials or you weren't accepted to, or, did your child get the college acceptance or the denial for the college acceptance because that black, or you gave them the name Shaniqua, or, these names that we gave them with the ending in the A's back in the 80s and the 90s, the tall tale signs maybe of your race. Did you get fired because, of your skin color? These are things you cannot measure nor find out. So you don't even know, did you ever reach your full potential? You will never know. Shell Stewart, thank you for your giving. You say, I'm married to a Jamaican. He always known that Africa was the way to go. We won't be settling in Ghana, but Ghana seems to be very welcoming. Tourists, dollars or not, they are allowing people to buy land. Yeah. Do your homework. But, you know, and there I said again, family, that, hey, there are people over in Asia who swear they have the greatest life, brothers and sisters, who are saying they got highly respected. They are in positions they would have never ever thought they would have been in. There are those who started their business over there. There are those who have gone on to higher educations. There are many of us around the globe who have found a country. I am not just saying Africa. My channel is called Go Black to Africa because number one thing is I believe that every brother and sister should go ahead, come back to the motherland, and find the rest of the now for the rest of the story. For those who are old enough who remember, who said that back in the day? For those who know, now for the rest of the story. Who was on the radio? I got this memory. That was gonna come to a second. Who knows? Hey, Honeybee, thank you very much for giving. Thank you, King. I just started following you and a few others that turned me off. Well, stick around. I'll probably turn you off too. I say some stuff sometimes that may tickle a person the wrong way. I don't know, but it's never my intention though. It's all about uplifting and motivating and all that right there, you know. But you know, sometimes a person keeps talking and you'll find something that you disagree with, or might touch on something that's very sensitive and whatever. I don't know, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Anybody knows who was the radio spokesperson, white guy back then? And as I always say, and for the rest of the story. Solomon Johnson. Uh-oh, hold up. We got one ahead of you. We got Henry Ross, the first one. Paul Harvey, good day. Yep, y'all right. Henry Ross and Solomon, y'all right. Y'all must be up in age too. So I'm gonna put this in right here. Let's go ahead and let's have some dialogue, family, and I'm gonna invite y'all in, and we're gonna let me hear what y'all think about this. I mean, all that's happening with the attorneys speaking this stuff, acting like they're gonna fight, continue to fight, and that they're gonna try to utilize every means that available to I forget the words he said to uh, to create a change. Let me hear what y'all got to think, or what y'all believe, or what you think, or what have you. Let me hear what you think. Yeah. Let's see here. What else we got? People saying, I don't thousand. Okay. Okay. Emmanuel, we must seek counseling among ourselves and stand up as one, do or die. Well, that would be a perfect picture. But here's the amazing thing: we don't need to unite. It's never going to happen as a whole. Is not going to, because we're all in different places, different mindsets, and all that right there. But what I will say though is that if you stand up, you'll be amazed at how many other people will stand up, and that's where it begins. Because that's why I said all I need is one, and I've surpassed that. So even one, because one changes the minds of a youth, their child, who then changes their generation. And then, you know, hundreds of years from now, and be like, how did we wind up here in Africa? You know, we were told that we used to live in America. Well, you know what? Old great great grandmama, grandpa, whoever was decided to move to Africa. All right, we got somebody coming in. Get familiar, I'm thinking. All righty. Get familiar.
Peace, peace. How you doing, brother?
Peace and blessings, brother. How are you this evening
Man, I'm
or
good,
day?
man. Yeah, it's I'm in Florida right now, but
Okay.
yeah, I came across your YouTube probably like 3 weeks ago, man. But it's been real heavy on my heart to get to Africa. So I just want to let you know, man. Keep doing the good work. You're inspiring me, and I'm definitely following your footsteps, man. I'm getting out of this place as soon as I got to get a few more things in order, and I'm gone, man. I've been here for
What brought what
36
brought all what
years.
brought all that on before you came to my channel? Because you were feeling this way for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Actually it's another YouTube guy named Zaylock. I've been following him for a while. He just went over to Ghana recently, and he had mentioned you in one of his stories, saying check this brother out. He's deep. So I checked you out, and you know, I aligned with what you were saying.
So how long? So why you want to get out of America? What's your reason?
Just being black, man, and I'm 36. I grew up in America, and I spent some time. I went to Morocco for a little bit back in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since I went and just seen the demeanor of the people, I was like, it's got to be something better than America. And coming back here, just being black, dealing with racism, profiling,
Mm-hmm.
just the whole, just the whole system. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
washing my hands, from it.
Yeah. 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 Well, I appreciate, man, the kind words, man, that you share with me, and that definitely I don't take it lightly as far as with my channel, and I hope that I am motivating to people, and I hope that I just provoke thought, that gives people just another a thought of thinking about, because sometimes we we can live a life, man, and I was talking about this today. Um, I was out there on the streets. I'm here in Kenya and Nairobi, right? And I was just standing by this guy who was selling some food. First of all, I had a guy who approached me, asked me for some food. The kid, he was 16 years old. So I said, "What do you want?" No, first I asked him was questions like, "Where you live? Who you live with?" And all that stuff right there. But what do you want? He said anything. So I went over to the guy right there who had the food stand and bought him some food. I turned my head for 1 second, and there were two standing there too. So the guy didn't even ask me where that food stand. Do you want to get them some too? He just got them all. Well, and they all thanked me, and I was like, cool. Now I'm going somewhere with this right here because we're talking about how sometimes we can get blind and not see, unless somebody brings it to our attention. So they thanked me and they left. Then these two young brothers who were in their school outfits, right? There was short greens on, their green shorts on with a sweater, it looked like they were going from private school.
Hmm.
So I sat there and watched them. They bought their food and everything. I said, oh, they must be, from a family who might have some money to send them to private school. But I said, well, then, some regular schools have uniforms too as well. So I'm sitting there and everything. And I'm just, because today was my day just to watch and observe. So I just sat still, watched and observed. And like I said, I had two people approach me today. Are you, got a YouTube channel? Well, anyway, here it is. I'm watching these two guys. They buy their meal, and then after they finish, they throw their napkins down on the floor, on the ground. And I'm like, I'm gonna go over here and say something to these young guys. So I walked over to them, and I said, man, let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all proud of Kenya? And they kind of looked at each other like, why does this dude ask? I said, do y'all speak English? Because I didn't know they spoke English. Y'all speak English? Like, yeah, we speak English. Oh, I said, do y'all, you know, love your country? Is it, and they was like, yeah, yeah. And I said, is Kenya a beautiful place? And they said, yes. And then I said, why would you throw trash on the ground if you say it's beautiful and have a disregard for this man's stand that you just stood on the ground and he has a trash can a foot away from them?
Hmm.
They picked up their napkin and they put it in the trash. And then I said, have you taken a look around to see the trash on the ground? I'm gonna tell you this right here, brother. Sometimes it takes one to go ahead and have somebody's eyes open. Because I found for myself too, the longer I'm around places that may, have certain ways and all that right there, you begin to get used to where you're walking and you ignore everything outside of you. And it becomes the
that tunnel
norm.
vision. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it becomes the norm way of life until somebody brings it to your attention. And I've done that when it came to like trash and stuff, and I make mention in my video, and then I get attacked. Why do you want to go negative and then try to just point something out negative? No, 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 no. I'm not trying to attack anything. What I'm doing is bringing an awareness, because apparently y'all don't see this.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden now, when your eyes open, be like, okay, I see it now. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to do, man, is just provoke thought and bring an awareness. And I'm glad that you're saying that, because, kind words like that is really what keeps me going,
No
you
doubt,
know?
man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Because it's like, and then just, we hear so much growing up here, just being African American, we hear so much negativity about Africa. And, when we're younger, we see like National Geographic and, people in huts and unclothed and things like that. That's what we've been programmed to. So becoming older and traveling, and then, I'm seeing your videos and you seeing the beauty of it and how advanced they are. It really shows you like, kind of like brings up the thought of why they try so hard to put a negative um, paint a negative picture of Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, man, hey, uh, when you plan on taking that trip?
Probably April.
In April. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And you say you're gonna go to Ghana?
Yeah, so I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna hit up Ghana, probably Ivory Coast, Ghana,
Okay.
the Gambia, and probably
Mm-hmm.
Senegal.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah,
and
man.
then
It's
I
first time
want
going?
to. I want to definitely go to. I would definitely want to hit up East Africa too. I've been in
Oh
North
yeah. Oh yeah.
Africa, but yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
been to West before.
That's right. You said you've been to Morocco, right? So
Yeah,
you've been to Africa before, yeah. You know, a different culture, a different region, a different, weather, all that
yeah,
up there in
totally
Morocco,
different. Yeah,
totally
yeah.
different. Yeah. More Arabs there.
The
Yeah.
Berbers, yeah, it's a lot of Berbers
Yeah,
from
Furbers,
that
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Arab background. It's good people though. It really, I had a good experience there. But
Oh yeah,
I
that's
want to get
good. I
more
mean,
around my people though. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to tell people, man, people are really interested in us when we come over here to Africa. They're really interested, you know. It's people who want to invite you in. They want to hear your story. They want to know where the country you come from. There's a lot of people out here. I mean, I that's my experience with a lot of my travels is people really are interested in you and where you come from. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, you
Let me
too,
go ahead and
man. Keep
let
doing your
people up
thing.
in.
No doubt, bro. Peace.
Okay, all right, peace. Abdul, Sierra Leone. Hello.
No black. 1 minute, please.
Hello. Okay, I'll come back to you. What's happening, Mango?
Hey, what's going on, Go Black?
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
man. Love it, man. Love it. Hey, bro,
Yeah,
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm on my way, man.
you you coming? Okay, all right.
Bro, yeah, it ain't no more second guessing, ain't no more thoughts, man. Got my passport and stuff in December, so we already planned our trip to Dar es Salaam, bro. So, hey, I appreciate you, man. I support you 100%, man. And hey, I love the content, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's good to hear, man. They're most definitely good to hear. Now, what made you decide, to go? I mean, I know things just don't happen like that. I mean, there's always a buildup of time to where one is, all right, let me go do this thing. So, what's your story?
Uh, so pretty much hearing your story about that yesterday, God was on my heart about it. One day I just woke up and I think it was right around March, right before the COVID really hit, right? And it was just like,
Okay.
hey man, this right here is over. And I was like, it's over. And I was like, okay, cool, cool. So my heart just changing. Then all this COVID stuff here, I was like, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. And man, he
Mm-hmm.
has took me through, doing things out of the abundance of God's blessing is amazing. And so,
Mm-hmm.
he's allowed me to get to this point. And so, just been watching a lot of you guys over there and, y'all been doing y'all thing. And so, I'm trying to get on that same path, man. So I appreciate it. I'm serious,
Yeah.
man. I know people don't really understand it, but when God calls you to do something, you just got to get up.
You got, yeah, you got to move according to what you hear, and everybody has whatever they're hearing, and like I said, I'm not here to force anybody's hand or push anybody in any direction. I'm just laying
Exactly.
out information, provoking some thought, and there are those who, sometimes have those thoughts and feel like they're just the only one out there who have these hearing something, and then when you find out, man, there's people out here who's doing it, and not, okay. All
Yeah.
right, I get it. Yeah, yeah. So I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate
I
it.
definitely appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
All right, man. Hey, be blessed.
Hmm.
All right. My man Maximilian, what's happening, brother?
What up, bro? I didn't know you got to me that quick. You caught me off guard.
That what?
You caught me off guard. I didn't know you gonna come to me that quick. I
Yeah,
was on
yeah, yeah.
75 in downtown Atlanta. I said, let me get off. Let me pull off over here real quick.
Okay,
Hey,
okay.
yeah, I got your message about the guy with the truck, man.
Yeah.
I'll give you the money and you can invest with it. I mean, you can do it. I ain't in Africa. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey,
hey, you,
I don't handle other people's money, man.
hey, hey, brother. Hey, we from the same place. It's our money.
Yeah, that's it. I don't mess with no people's money, man. Yay. If you ain't in it, I'm not.
We'll talk about it offline, but if you believe,
Yeah,
bro, I got 10, 15 grand. You just do what you want to do with it. And
yeah.
I ain't like the mob. I'm just going to be waiting at your door when the business go wrong. But other than that, we're going to be all right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, brother, what I wanted to call you about, what I was talking about, the passport situation, brother. When we tell a lot of people, it ain't easy for a lot of people to leave Africa, man, leave America. It took me
It
almost
ain't.
2 years to get my passport, bro. I had to pay.
Okay.
I had to pay for stuff that wasn't even had nothing. I had a chick that sued me for child support. Wasn't even my kid, but I didn't want to deal with the blood test. It was
Yeah.
10 grand. I gave the chick the 10 grand just to get my passport.
Yeah.
And that's the way the legal system is. If she's accusing you of the child, I didn't even, because I had to go. So it's going to take me another 2 years or 8 months before we took the blood test. I said, look, just take the 10 grand. And it wasn't even my kid. You think I got that 10 grand back? No. But that's how hard it is, even if you owe the IRS. Anything over
Yeah.
$2,500, if you owe the IRS, you will not get a passport. Child support, anything over $2,500, you will not get a passport. So
That's what I was sharing, that, there's different ways that you can't get a passport, drug felony, child support, or in the IRS, a certain amount of money, they got all kind of things that possibly you can't get your passport. Yeah.
But what I was saying is there are attorneys that handle that for you.
Yeah.
The IRS is easy. I tell people all the time, even if you owe the IRS
Okay.
$50,000, all you got to do is set up a payment plan. They don't want the whole $50,000. If you say I give
Yeah.
you $100 a month, they just want you to set up a payment plan. So when a lot of
Yeah.
people running from the IRS, don't worry about them. If you say I'll give you $50 and they agree to that, you get your passport the next day.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
Child support is a little bit different. And you got two options on that. And because I help people all the time getting their passports.
Okay.
And sometimes don't be running from the child support people. Call that baby's mom. Because that's what I had to do, brother.
Yeah.
When I talk on the real.
Yeah.
Just like it is. I don't tell you, I ain't one of these people get on Facebook trying to act like I ain't never had child support. I had 3 cases. I had to pay every one of them. So you gonna pay them. But what I'm telling people is stop trying to call child support people. If you owe them $40,000, call her and offer her $10,000. The child is 18 years old. She ain't got nothing no way. Give her $12,000, $15,000. You got to pay. Maybe you got to give her something. She paid for them kids.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
you know, just put it like this right here. You got a 17-year-old kid, and the dude ain't never gave you nothing. He owes you $30,000. If you walk him and offer that woman $10,000 cash money, she'll drop that case and let you go on with your life.
And it's the same thing when you got debt that goes to collections. You can break deals with the collection agencies because they just trying to get money back off of what they paid for your debt, you know, and you will be amazed at the little amount of money that it may take just to go get them off of your back to clear up your credit report.
And and that's that's what I try to give people the story of coming from the bottom, how you get to the top.
Okay.
Now, I don't disagree with you on the credit, folks. Now, listen, if it's on your credit and it's been on there 2 or 3 years, just leave it on there, bro. Because it ain't gonna do no worse than it's already done. But 2 people, they gonna never leave you alone. That's the IRS and child support.
Yeah.
Once, you know, if you ain't never planned on leaving the country, you ain't got no problem. But at some point, you don't want to be in this country and can't leave. And then at the same time, you don't want the IRS hunting you down no way. Because that's one thing about them. They'll let you build your business for 10, 15 years. You think you done bought your house and everything, they'll come take everything you got. You've seen it happen to entertainers. So don't let that little $10,000 turn into $50,000, $90,000 10 years from now. So, you know, getting your passport, and I'm going to let you go. Getting your passport,
go ahead.
Sometimes one of the best ways you can clear your life up. Because you don't want the government hunting you down.
Nah.
You know, know like I know that. You know, my son is going through it. I'm helping him out of his situation.
Yeah.
But, you know, God blessed me to have enough money. I called his kid's mother and gave her the money.
Yeah.
Y'all seen him arguing over $20,000? Here goes $10,000. You gonna let him have his passport? 10. Yes. But you know what I get to a lot of people with African Americans, and I'm gonna let you go on this. We need to stop letting white people dictate what we should be able to deal with ourselves on, especially with child support.
That's true. That's true.
Stop calling each other names and start talking about the business.
Stop calling them into trying to handle your business. Y'all handle it yourself.
Handle your business. You know, this is the point. He ain't gonna give you the whole $30,000. You already know that.
You know it.
Get a man a number, and brother, be fair about it. Give her a number, and everybody walk away from it clean. Because if you really want to leave the country and you can't give her $10,000, you ain't got enough money to be leaving the country nowhere.
That's true.
Hey, brother, I love you, man, but I want to throw that in because I know you talking about your son. I just went through it with mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And before I get off now, tell these women stop asking me if I'm single. Tell them they got to go to you. You got to go to Go Black.
Say that again. Say that again. You broke up.
I tell them they got to go through you to get to me. But on the trucking thing, hit me up, brother. We'll sit down. We'll talk about it. Let me know something. You know, I'm always on for a business deal, but I'm an American. You over there, so we can do something as long as you feel like you're comfortable with it.
Like I told you, brother, I don't mess with other people's money, man.
Hey,
no, sir.
You sending me the message?
Yeah, I send you a message because, like I said, he's got a shuttle company that he shuttles people around from different cities, and then they pick people up from the airports, take them to different tour spots and stuff like that. And he said he wants to expand his business. So I was like, man, I don't know nothing about the transportation and all that business and all what it takes, but I said I do know the numbers and all that, but I said, bro, but I can pass you on to somebody.
I don't trust brothers down the street, much less a brother across the country. Now, what are we doing?
I know, hey, but hey, I figure you get on your Lear jet, man, fly over here for a day, talk to him, and just head on back home. You know?
Nah, bro, we got crop dusters over here, man. I don't think it's Go Black. I love you, brother.
Love you, brother, man.
I just want to get you up tonight, man. You had a good conversation too, man. Always watching. I'll send you a few more dollars before I get on off here, but I need to go get that drink that I promised you.
Hey, man. Hey, look, you better stop sending that money. That's why the women want to connect with you.
hey, tell them, hey, I don't mind. Hey, it ain't no fun, trick like I had a little fun too now. But like I told you, don't come with nothing expecting something now.
And that's real talk.
It's
you gotta bring something to the table.
It's an old blues song. I said I can do bad by myself. I don't need no help to start a deal. I can do that alone.
Hey, man, I learned that from my first marriage.
I'm trying to tell you now. You know, I know a good box on the side of the road right now, but if I don't lose everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
All right, I appreciate you, man.
Black, I said, until I said hey to.
Yeah.
One love, bro. We'll see you next time.
All right, brother. Peace. All right, you take care.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, family, y'all heard it from him. You know, he was educating us. He was sharing with us some knowledge. You know, if those have difficulties in getting your passport, you know, he shows you some ways of getting around it. You know, those who have been struggling, probably trying to get out from under child support. You know, because he's right. You know, some money's better than no money. That's the way I was always told. It's better to get some money than no money. That's how I shop too. You know, especially around here in Africa, because that's all you do is barter. You know, and then you're trying to you're bargaining rather, and you're trying to get the deal that you feel is best. And then when they like, no, I can't. And then, before I leave, I always say, some money is better than no money. Because they always going to hit you up with, oh, you're the first one here, my first sale. I'm just trying to make some money right now. Well, you better take this right here. If not, take it and leave it. And it's a fair price too, because I know a lot of the prices, because traveling in Africa, you see some of the same products. So you know what they're really, the cost of them are, especially if they're coming from China. And we know that China stuff is really cheap. So yeah, so listen to my man Maximilian. Those who maybe having some struggles with the passport, and keep that in mind. Hey, this channel right here is all about education. It ain't just me talking. So hey, let me go ahead and let some more people in. If you got something that you want to share and bring light to, that's be able to ease the pains and the struggles of people maybe taking a trip over here to Africa or any other country for that matter of fact, please go ahead and buzz on in. I just put the link in. Share your experience or why you want to leave America, or maybe how America has done you wrong, so that people can understand that, hey, it hasn't just happened to them. This is going on more than we actually know, because it's a shameful thing when you get fired. It's a shameful thing when you think you got a job and you just don't share with somebody. It's a shameful thing if the government came in and took your kid away from you, or you was falsely accused and had to go to court. These things are shameful, and we keep them secret and we don't share with nobody. And somebody else carrying around that same way, something very similar that they went through. And when you hear somebody else's went through it, kind of eases your pain. It kind of brings on that scab to heal you a little bit. So hey, we got somebody calling in. Abdul, Sierra Leon.
Yeah, go back to Africa. Let me say thank you because the job you're doing. I appreciate it a lot because this particular job you're doing, we are the one who's supposed to do it for our great-grandchildren in the future. Because actually I'm born African, so I appreciate you a lot. I was following for so long. To be honest, you even inspire me to do the same, even back home. Because to see a great man, because let me say you're already a hero. Because now people don't understand the job you're doing. Until time goes on, people start to understand, hey, Go Black to Africa is doing a great job. Thank you for your effort. So I'll pray God give you the strength to continue. The one thing I just want to contribute is about our brothers in America. This is a time they should take the opportunity to come back to the motherland by themselves, so they can able to understand the culture, so can able to unite as people. Because it's very clear what has happened in capital L in America is clear to all Americans. If that particular incident, let's say the Black Lives Matters, they are the one who march to capital L now, so maybe we're talking history. Mm-hmm. Maybe they will shoot everyone. So this is very simple. There is no need to argue. The one thing people should realize, no place like home. Regardless, you live everywhere in the world. The mere fact you're Black, you come from Africa. So there is no need people should start to argue. The reality is there. Because since over 10, 15 years, the same thing is happening. They gone down our brothers over there in America. No one takes action. So ask yourself, if anything will change, nothing will never change. To be honest, even in Europe, not just America, it's happening in Europe too. Yeah, I've saw a lot of guys, they victimize them. You see the police, they don't do anything because the color of your skin. So this is a time that as blacks we have to come as one. Let's put our differences aside as people. Well, every one of us have problems. But if we don't put our differences aside, I'm afraid we're in big trouble, not just about African American, even we the Africans. Because if you come stronger, to be honest, every nation on earth, they will respect us. But if we are weak, forget it. Even we have the best education, we just waste our time. So I don't want to take you longer. So let me just say thank you, yeah, for the job you're doing.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, God bless you, yeah.
Same to you, brother. All righty. Appreciate that. All right. Kamal?
Yeah, greetings.
Greetings, brother.
Greetings to you. Habari.
Hey, he's habari. Oh, Powell. Poa.
Poa, niaje. Oh, yeah. When I say niaje now you are truly Nairobian. When I say niaje, you say poa. Niaje, poa. Now, you get the good prices on the street when you do that.
Oh,
yeah.
Niaje, poa?
Yeah, when you say niaje and you give somebody a fist bump, they will fully think you're from Nairobi.
Okay.
You know, or Arusha. Yeah, so I've been listening to your conversation, and I kind of felt I should share because I'm here and I'm coming back home on the 20th this month. Next week, 1 week, and I'm married here to an African American, like I said last time when I was talking to you. And the struggle to leave America for Black people, I never thought when I was back home is that hard, you know. But being married here and living here, I found that to be true. Because one day I was walking on the street, and a brother comes, asks for a cigarette. Hey, can I get a cigarette on a bus stop? And then he say, "Oh, you're from Africa." He was a black guy. He was a black man. I said, "Yeah, I'm from Africa." And he was like, "Oh man, I always wanted to go to Africa." And I asked him, "Why? Why can't you go to Africa?" He said, "Oh man, I have a felony charge. They can't give me my passport." I was like, I was shocked because one thing in Kenya, even if you get locked, once you are released, you don't have a record. Once you are released, there's no record in your case. Even if you kill somebody and serve 30 years and you are released, there's no record. So that really shocked me, And then me being married here was the reason was actually I married somebody who we are aligning on going back to Africa because she aligned with me. She said, "Hey, I want to go back." But it's been a process because convincing her folks back in Texas is hard. And also the passport issue and the student loans and so many things that come in play here, And also it shocked me to see how Black people are trapped in America psychologically and systematically.
Hold up.
Psychologically.
Say that again. It shocked you to see how what?
How Black people are trapped here in America. They are trapped psychologically and they are trapped systematically. Psychologically, they are trapped by the lies on TV or about where they come from, their motherland, So they end up disting their mother for America because psychologically is being trained that way. They've been trained that way and trained through TV, through negative pictures about Africa. And I stayed in Arusha for a long time, and I was staying with African Americans actually in Arusha. And most of the African Americans would come from America would tell me, you know, we were told we are different. We were told we look different, you know. But when we look at it, when we come into Africa, we look like you, you know. So I was like, that's interesting, because I'm also in hip hop, and why I became an MC back in the days was because we appreciated the truth that was coming out of hip hop about America. Because before that, before hip hop, we were told about the American dream. Our parents used to think America is this beautiful place. But with hip hop, we saw New Jersey, we saw Compton, we saw different places. And some people feel like we do hip hop in Africa because we are copying. But the beginning of it was real, because it wasn't about the money. It was about seeing Black people, you know, what they are going through. And it's the same thing we were going through. I was born and raised in a hood called Andorra. And that made us more interested about Black people. Before that, even in that Kenya that you are in, we used to watch white people TV, John Wayne and different things. But sometime in the 90s, things changed. Also in Kenya, when Rodney King was being brutalized in LA in 92, the same time in Kenya, we were having a very big political situation. Kenya changed from, you know, being almost like a middle class kind of from 91, and then it fell. And Kenya was even sanctioned by the American government, everybody. And the hood I grew up in that was nice became a slum. And the police were sent to harass people. And we were brutalized by police the same way here in America. But these are our Black police, you know? And so with hip hop, it gave us a voice to express what was going on in the Kenyan ghettos. And I'm saying this to appreciate or to bring kind of unity, how we can bring some kind of unity or understanding of each other. You know,
I'm glad you shared.
I have a lot to say. I'm trying to not to say too much, so I'm mixing up things.
Oh, I understand. So you're gonna be here on the 20th. You be where you coming into?
Nairobi. My mom stays in Nairobi, and I have land. Yeah, I have land in Naivasha. It's like an hour away, and I'm gonna be building a center. I'm gonna be building a center, like a art healing center. I'm an artist. I'm a musician, artist, audio visual artist. So I'm gonna build a nice center, which is on the viewpoint. I don't know if you've been on that side and you saw the viewpoint, the Rift Valley viewpoint. So those lands right there on the Longonot, you see like Masai Mara, closer to there. So I'm coming back. So I hope if you are there, I would like to link up. You know,
if you do the 20th, I'll be here.
Okay, then I would love to meet up with you. And I would suggest also, if you can go to Arusha, it will be nice, because there's a family there that lived there for 45 years. These people want to see African Americans who have stayed for a long time in Africa. It's Mama C and Zepi, and I'm part of the USCC. I'm like their family member, because I've stayed there for a long time. I was a volunteer there.
What you say?
I can link you up. Pete O'Neill, who's the next.
Oh yeah, I've seen it on the internet, on YouTube and stuff.
It's an FBI files. He came back from America. They were arrested, but his wife goes, and I stay there. They have a nice center for school. There's like a school which is free for everybody, and they have like an Airbnb for exchange students. So, and they welcome their like repatriate there, and that's why that rest in peace.
Yeah,
you know.
You breaking up a little bit there, so I didn't catch all what you were saying, but it's all good.
I was saying, yeah. So I was saying those are elders. So for people to see repatriation can work, it'll be very good to see an interview with them, with the new repatriatees who are coming, because I haven't seen them, you know. And yeah, I can link you up with them if you'd like.
Yeah, man, just give me the number on. I would love to sit down and chat with brother, being that he was part of the Black Panther movement, you know. And so yeah, I'm all game for it, you know, whenever I find my way up there, because I am going to check out Arusha. I don't know when, but I'll look it out. All right,
it's 4 hours
man,
away from Nairobi,
brother. Thanks a lot, man.
hey, it's 4 hours away.
Hey, hold 1 second. I gotta say to Maximilian, you keep it up, man. The women gonna be, man, asking for your phone number all the time. Go ahead, come out.
I was saying it's 4 hours away from Nairobi. And one thing I realized, because I'm a Pan-African, I was Kenyan, but I crossed the border. But I realized people can move from Nairobi to Kisumu, which is 8 hours away. But to go to Arusha, which is 4 hours away, it's difficult because there's a border. The mental mind, the border there, actually, I used to cross it all the time without a passport, without anything, because the people who live on the Kenyan side and the Tanzanian side look the same. So who's gonna look? Who's gonna see you? And I also used to give tours to Black people, and I would tell them, hey, when you get to the border, don't talk much, and say niaje or habari, and no one will look at you anyhow. And I'll cross people to Kenya with no passport or anything. You know, I'm just saying they won't arrest me here. Yeah, so that was my contribution for it. And
well, hit me up, man. Hit me up on my email, man. Go blacktoafrica@gmail.com, and let me know, man, when you get here, and we'll try to set something up and all that there.
Yeah. Okay, go blacktoafrica@gmail.com.
Yep.
Okay, I'll hit you up.
All right, I appreciate it.
Good work, man.
Thank you, man. Good info.
Good work. Pamoja.
Hey.
Pamoja.
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 All right, brother.
Yeah, that's the other thing in Nairobi. Before you say goodbye, you tell people pamoja.
Pamoja.
That's it. Yeah, pamoja. Like if you are saying goodbye, instead of pamoja, you say goodbye, kwaheri, you say pamoja, and they'll think you are from there. Say niaje, poa, and then later on, pamoja.
I'm gonna get it together. Watch. I'm gonna get it together.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. You're with the people there. You are with Ngara, so you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Well, as long as you're not staying in them hotels. All right, man. All right. Peace.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right now.
Bye.
Brunetta Kriglier, how you doing?
Hey.
Hello. Okay, I think I can't hear you. Can we hear what's that? Misogyny, Signora?
Misogynoir.
Misogynoir. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hello, Black. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. So I want to say that, first of all, we missed your beautiful wife and daughter. We missed them so much.
Yeah, I'm going to have her on shortly. Yeah, I think we're having a little breakup here. Let me do this right here. I don't know if it's my end or not. Hold on a second. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me in the chat?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's maybe her connection. All right, Misogynoir. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up? How are you doing?
Oh, good, man. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, so the question I would like to ask you is, what do you think of the decision?
Of what decision?
The rioting.
Of the rioting?
Yeah.
Or what decision of the rioting?
All right, the court.
The court.
Yeah.
I have no thoughts of it. It's just is what it is. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. it's been that same way for many a year. So there's no thought. I have no thoughts. That's America.
Right.
What you got? What's on your mind?
Right. See, I don't know. Okay, so I've been around the spaces for the whole the Pan-African movement, and everything sounds great, like family leadership and taking control and of Africa, etc., making it free for all of us. My only problem is, I don't know, is I feel like we're playing a game of checkers, and the Chinese and the European Union are playing a game of chess. So I love the whole, let's empower ourselves, right? That's the first step. Let's educate ourselves. Let's work together. Let's build and, form businesses. But I feel like this is still a game of checkers. We're still not thinking enough to expand it on a collective global scale. Like it feels like there's a lot of disconnected individuals succeeding, doing really well. And the problem is that there is no unity. And by unity, I don't mean like the feeling. I mean like a true collective, centralized business situation that connects us. For example, I've heard some people criticize the diasporans for the fact that they hated some of the way some of the Chinese were treating the native Africans. For example, in Kenya, you had some Chinese restaurants not allowing blacks after 5 p.m. I mean, that was ridiculous. Then on a different video, another Chinese national said that all Kenyans are monkeys, including the president. Right. And he got away with it until it became viral. So that's another part of the problem. Now, people criticize diasporans for complaining about this, yet having no solution. Now, what I'm thinking is, I do believe that diasporans are doing a lot. I guess the main issue here, which I believe if we don't reconcile with, is we have to realize that we are playing a game of 3D chess. There's some people who are playing normal chess, and there's some people like us, we're playing checkers. At least we're on the game board now, moving pieces. Before, we were not doing anything, right? Before, we weren't even acknowledging it's a game. Before, we were still asleep. But
You're
now,
or American, Black Americans.
Right. At least now. Sorry?
The Black Americans you're talking about? Or African Americans, whatever they call themselves? Yeah.
I mean, I guess all of us in our own ways. I think Africans are still asleep in many ways because they're still suffering from the economic depravity. So their mindset is still kind of skewed, especially with the white Christ image everywhere. Even if, Revelations 1:6 says Christ had a bronze skin and whatever and woolly hair, there's still that mindset, just seeping in through everything, the education system. So they see anything as white as positive and anything as dark as negative. So they're still enslaved mentally in their own ways. And the rest of us in the diaspora, though, we were enslaved in the sense we didn't want to associate with Africa, right? Because we were taught from movies and TV shows that anything to do with Africa is dirt, cold, dusty and unkempt. But finally, at least we now acknowledge, okay, you know what? We are in a universe. There's other people who exist who don't necessarily want the best for us. And we've acknowledged, because the problem with us is we've always been the people, especially the Americans, right? The Black Americans, who want to save everyone but themselves. They will literally start every movement. Without the Black Americans freeing themselves and then also creating the civil rights movement, there will be no free other ethnic groups. This is a fact. No one can dispute this. Like, there's this innate love for people generally that is, in Black people, which I find staggering. But finally, right now, we're waking up and realize, you know what, we have to love ourselves first. Even the Bible says that, right? You must first love yourself before you can love your neighbor, right? Because love starts from the self. So I guess my main issue still is I love how the movement is going, but I think we need to wake up and realize that we're still only playing checkers or drafts. We need to learn how to play chess. We need to be able to, because when the Chinese come, they don't come in as individual business owners. They come in as collective business ventures that is powered by the government. So, of course, that's why they're able to mobilize a lot more effectively, because they come in as drones within one collective unit. I believe, for us to now get to the next level where we're playing chess instead of checkers, we seriously need to create centralized business units that can come in and then work with the Africans as well. this is the other problem that I guess happened with Sierra Leone is some of us from the diaspora felt like we knew more than the natives of Africa, and then we need to make sure that when we do this, we include them and we learn from them, and we don't just come in to make it seem like we're better. As long as we do it and we integrate them into the plans, I believe that in due time, we will slowly wake our people up and help move us away from the kind of situations we've been in. So I just hope that in the next few years that we start playing chess, and I believe that this might be the pivotal point, because there was no reason why we were enslaved to begin with 400 years ago. The only reason was because we were not together. Now we're sort of together-ish, but we're still not aware that this is a game of chess. So I hope that I hope as things move forward, we definitely learn our lesson.
I appreciate that, brother. From what you say, you make definitely some great points and all that right there. So, hey, bro, appreciate all what you do, and definitely, man, have a blessed day.
Yeah.
I'll be talking to you later. All right.
All right. Okay. See you.
All right. Family. He hit some points on there. My thing is right here. I said earlier, we don't know how to play the game. We don't know how to play. When we get to a place, and I'll get with you in a second, Brunetta. When we get to a place to understand how your opponent plays, then you know how to play the game. And that's what I keep saying, is that we have gotten to a place to where we're putting our heads in the sand and acting like that, we don't see what's going on. We don't hear what's going on. And so what we do is we take our head out of the sand and do the same thing that our previous generation did. March, protest, sing the Negro spiritual songs, and then go back to business as usual. This is what we do, And so I'm saying that we got to break from out of that, because we're hypnotized. We're under their spell. And every time we wind up doing all the protesting and the marching and all that stuff there, they come up with some plan to say, shut them up. And then we get shut up and go back to business as usual. And that's that. And so, yeah, we can connect with the Africans. But my thing is that, we have to share both sides of the experience, because Africa was colonized. And I'm telling y'all, I run across a lot of Africans here who are asleep, if you will, or they don't even recognize the damage that their colonization have done to them. I mean, it almost frustrates me to see some take a back seat to these foreigners. Believe me, I got a mouth. Sometimes I can't keep quiet, and I share with them, be like, yo, don't be letting that joker this or that. Hey, why are you submitting to this? It is amazing. Like my man said, the white Jesus is everywhere, and some people are into that, and there are those who believe that they are superior race, as you saw my video with the kids there on the beach. These are the things that happen where we got to continue to renew our mind, but understand who we are, but then also know how others are. Because yes, the China is coming in. China is playing a strategic move, as well as America, Wales, Russia. They're all here. When the scriptures talk about the Armageddon, you do know the war will happen here in Africa. They will fight for the land here. Why? Because their populations, right, are decreasing. Africa's is increasing. That's why they're trying to depopulate Africa. That's why they try to throw everything at Africa. HIV. They try to throw the Ebola. They're throwing birth control to kind of keep them from, having more babies. Why? To make room for themselves. America has basically depleted their soil for growing crops. Farmers are struggling to keep up the crop demand that they have been making over the years. Europe, China, and all of them, they basically find that Africa is the most fruitful continent, a 24/7 environment that you can continuously grow with so much untapped land, pure heavy land that will bring forth anything you drop seed in it. This is the game. And the African leaders, because they're caught up into the paper part of it, and they think of bringing them value and riches, and then they're getting sucked out with the gold. But they got to wake up. Brunetta, how you doing? Thank you for your patience.
Go back. So, a lot of the things that you were saying is absolutely right. We the people have to understand. Yes, you got to understand your enemy in order to navigate through this.
Is your mic? How are you speaking into a mic or earbud thing?
No.
Your volume's going up and down.
Let me turn it up so you can hear me.
Yeah, just speak directly into your mic. I think I don't know if you're moving your head or your mic is shaking or something, or is it in? I don't know what you're speaking into.
Okay, I apologize. No, but we have to develop strategic ways as well. Yes, we have to be able to navigate through these systems, but when the playing field has never been equal, then it's very difficult to, get through it objectively in order for us to be successful. When you have been oppressed and systematic racism has been, brought against you for decades and decades and decades, and your children's children will be born into poverty.
Hey, Bernetta, hold 1 second. Bernetta, hold 1 second. What are you speaking into? A phone, or are you speaking into a separate mic or earbuds or what?
Oh no, you know what? I'm sorry. It's just my computer. Can you hear me better now?
I can say that again.
Can you hear me a little better now?
Go ahead and talk.
Can you hear me a little better now?
Yes.
Are you able to hear me now? I apologize.
Yeah, you keep going in and out. I'm trying to help you. What are you speaking into?
It's I'm just on my laptop computer, so it's not like I'm speaking into anything. I turned up my volume all the way, so I don't know. It could just be my system. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
speaker. Yeah, there's something up with your mic, rather. Excuse me, I'm saying speaker, your mic. Something up with your mic because you're going in and out. So I'm only catching, bits and pieces of what you're saying. But go ahead.
So, it's just that we have to be willing to, for those of us that are willing to go back to Africa, I am definitely one. And, when I told my family that I was going to Africa in May, some of them, they have the question of why you want to go back to Africa or go to Africa. Some of them even laughed. We got to get out that silliness because I'm just being real. It is what it is. We have been praying and walking and all of this other stuff, protesting for 60, 70 years, okay? And it has not gotten us any better than when we first started. So the reality of it is that Black America got to wake up and we got to invest in Africa. If we're going to invest in America, why shouldn't we invest in Africa? You want to start businesses in America, start your business in Africa. We need to build it up. And as I said in the chat, I said we can make this.
Hey, Bernetta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but people are having a hard time hearing you, and your mic is just going in and out, and we're just barely catching enough of what you're saying.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll try to call back in. Maybe another time. But I appreciate you for letting me get on. Okay, Go Black.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay, I'm gonna bring in a couple more callers, and then we're gonna bring this right here to an end. Yeah, where's the sisters at? I haven't, Bernetta was, I think, the first sister. Do we have another sister that came on? I need my feminine energy to come in and share with us, your thoughts of this, So I just put the link in. I think I just put the link in. Let me go ahead and put it in again. And yeah, sisters, where y'all at? We need you all because we need to be balanced on this ideal, this mindset. I need to see things differently from your perspective. So please, come on, call in. I just set the link in there. The Yeah, it's to rehash what was said, and all that right there as we come to this closed family is that, we have to take our heads out the sand. We have to think differently. We have to, and it's not about, let's just say, let's forget about going to Africa. let's just forget about going to Africa. There were some things that were brought up. What are some solutions? What are we going to do differently? Why are we fighting for something that has not changed after the last 400 years? Some believe that the change is going to come, but when? How are we going to move forward when we keep taking 3-5 steps back? How is it that we can accept the fact that when white people are bum rushing Capitol Hill, took over a township in Washington State, and yet when black folks do it, people are arrested, possibly killed, tear gassed, beaten, and yet it doesn't happen to them? But then we use the excuse that, well, white people do it, this and that. So why would you subscribe to such a thing or even deal with a certain thing when we see that it's been going on for all these years? Miss Giselle is in the house. Giselle, how are you doing? Miss Moore.
Hello, brother. How are you?
I am doing well.
You caught me off guard with the cop question, but and I was half asleep, so excuse me for that answer. But however, I thought I would come in and speak on, first of all, my first awakening, honestly, was when COVID hit. That gave me a whole lot of opportunity to do research, find out what has been, the lies that has been told to us, and I'm still learning. I won't say that I'm fully educated in it, but enough where I can smell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that I know better, now that I know, you do better. And we've been sharing what we've been learning with our children, because I believe, I used to shelter my kids from the news, from things in general, and we can't do that. We can't. We're actually hurting them more than helping them, and we feel that it's important for our children, for us to bring our children to Africa, because we don't want to repeat the same circle.
Right.
We didn't know better. Our parents didn't know. We never, the things we heard was, oh, Africa, they live in huts, and they walk around with no shirts on, in the movies, and it's important for us to bring our children, of course, for a visit, because they need to know that it's not just about America. That's not what it is, and they need to know who they are. They need to know the truth. Not only knowing, they need to see it. And they need to know, which I'm hoping, when they reach sometime when they think they're grown, or when they do actually get grown, I need them to know that, hey, you have a place to call home where you belong. So it's very important. I see where we were through my daughter at times, and it's scary. Like it's a reflection of where we were with the brainwash, and it worries me. It worries me. It's very concerning to me. We had a real deep conversation this morning about what was on the news. I wanted to know their thoughts about it, and I'm glad we spoke to our children, because the teachers turned around and spoke to them, but you have the ones that are on the other side, if you know what I mean. And of course, they didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to talk about it. No, they're gonna run away from it immediately. But if the tables were turned, oh, they'll go all in. So I'm so glad that we had that conversation with with our children, because we're gonna tell them everything. We're not gonna add lies. We're just gonna give it to them, straight up. So um we have to it's not a maybe in it, however long it may take. Hopefully it won't take long, because we're doing the necessary preparations. It's not easy, as far as cost wise, but that's okay. We're going to make it happen, and we're going to do this, and we're going to make that move as well, eventually. And no, it's not going to be easy for others, because everybody has, different situations. Um, and then some they don't have situations. And I have lost friends by it. I have one particular friend, I won't say a name, that told me she don't want me to speak about Africa. She doesn't even know who she is. And I've tried everything to the point I'm like, okay, I just can't. At this point, I'm just gonna pray for her because it's draining. And you have some people that's just not even willing to listen to you, and not even willing to take a trip just to go visit. Just a simple trip as to just go visit. Um, so yeah, I've had to, you know, let go of people, um, just because I'm still learning, and I don't need, people in my circle that don't even know who they are. That's not helping me get more educated and grounded with who I am. And what we're not realizing, yes, I'm half Bahamian, but more what's the word? More Americanized. Um, being and living here, where they don't realize we don't have a culture. The Bahamian have a culture, the Jamaicans have a culture. We don't have a culture.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad, it's hurtful, and they don't realize that. Um, but now that I know, a little bit more about Kwanzaa, I'm so excited because I feel like, oh man, well, we have a culture. We have, we actually do have something, that we can actually, acknowledge. It may not be acknowledged, worldwide, because I don't hear much about it like you do. Bahamian is well known. Jamaican culture is well known. Um, so yeah, that's just kind of my look on everything, and it just kind of boils down to, what will you accept? Will you accept what's going on here in America? How they're killing us left and right. There's no sugarcoating it about it. And I have a few people that's shocked about what they saw. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Especially us who might be, a little older than some, that we've seen this full circle. It's like, the guy asked me, what do I think about it? There's nothing to think about. It's just is. It's
right.
how America is. You know,
Exactly.
and then when you talk about, people want to refer to America as home, and I understand what they mean, born and raised, and all that there. But then in one breath, you turn around, and you say, well, I had to get out of my abusive home. I ran away. I had to go to a safe haven, a safe place. But then when you say, well, isn't that the same thing as America?
Hmm.
Well, or telling your daughter to get out of that abusive relationship, because that's all America is an abusive relationship against black people. And yet, we sit there, we're going to fight to stay in it. We're going to go ahead and believe for change. We're going to make sure that we do everything possible. Listen, would you tell your daughter to stay in that same abusive relationship like we're getting treated? No, you wouldn't. You would tell, get out,
Right.
go somewhere else, but there again, we got our heads in the sand and we
Hmm.
ignore it. We are
Yeah.
we are
Yes.
we're under the
Yes.
spell until we
Yes.
come out of that daggone spell, and then we will realize, God, dog, I never saw all this. I didn't. It'll be
Yep.
right up in your face,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And I had my day. I had my day when that happened to me. And I believe those who have just a glimpse or a sense of something just ain't right. That's just
Right.
not right happening here. They're the ones who's going to start to, have that light bulb go off, and then that's just going to push them even that much more further away from the pain that they are seeing, hearing, or experiencing.
Yes. Facts. And even fast, let's say before the awakening of COVID, I used to hang around, a majority of whites. Had a few,
Yeah,
African friends, but it came to a point where I was like, something wasn't right. Like I just started feeling just wasn't feeling right. I'm like, didn't know really what it was then, and I started pulling back from that as well. And then something inside of me, I was ancestor as well, was like, I always just felt like there was about that. There was another I don't know, place for me somewhere. I just couldn't pinpoint where. I just felt like it wasn't here. Always felt that way, but still again didn't really know where.
Right. Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second, Giselle. Ladies, I just put the
Okay.
link out. Yes, we need to hear more from our ladies. We definitely need that feminine energy in here on how, you're perceiving things, and what is your answers maybe, or your resolutions, and to what we continuously hearing about, these so-called judicial decisions that are happening that are not putting charges against the white officers, or as well as the Capitol, getting bum rushed by the white folk, and nobody died, nobody got hurt. I don't even think anybody got arrested. But go ahead, Giselle.
Yeah, I was just reading the comment up here. The killing is unacceptable, but at what point do we leave an abusive
Yeah, I
relationship?
left that up there. I was going to address that, but go ahead.
I honestly, I feel like this. Leave as soon as you can, but at the same time, it's within yourself. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, no one can really tell you, when to leave. But now, if we are speaking about relationship wise, I would definitely say you leave right away, because I have been in an abusive relationship before. And like you were saying, go back to Africa. I would tell my daughter, leave, don't stay.
Yeah,
Of course, I did make the mistake of going back a couple of times, but after the third time, that was it for me. But again, once you've been through that, you know, and you know better, you're not
right.
gonna get yourself in that situation again anyway.
Right. Well, I would say my answer to that question right there is, when you're tired of the abusiveness. That's
True.
when you.
That's true.
That's when
Right.
anybody. When you get sick and tired of being abused, it's the day
Mm-hmm.
that you go leave. Until
Yep.
then, it's not.
It's
it's
not.
not.
That's true.
Yet. You know,
That's
you haven't
true.
reached that point. So yeah.
That's true. And one more thing, and I'll let you go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Also, the young lady told me the same when I told you I had to let go. She told me that she would rather stay and deal with what's going on here than to leave and go to Africa.
And there is nothing wrong with that, because there are some people who just need the abusive, because it's just some part of them psychologically that is just keeps them going in that abuse. I've seen people in abusive relations for years and never
Right.
went nowhere.
Right.
So I it's there's just some people who's just not going to leave, and I
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. That's true.
It's their choice. Why? Because you know until you get sick and tired of being abused,
Right.
you're going to be there. So
Nothing we
that's
can do or say.
nothing you could
Yeah.
do or say. So
Yeah.
well,
Well,
thank you
thank
very.
you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I'll be chiming in, as you can see,
All right.
trying to get as much knowledge as I can. Like I said, we always don't, may not see eye to eye, but I always feel like it's
Yeah.
a message somewhere in there. Thank you, my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, my the missus, she was like, "Where's Giselle? I haven't seen her in a while." I said, "I don't know. I might have said something that pissed her off."
No, no, I'm here. Sometimes I'm just quiet. Sometimes you got to be
Yeah,
quiet and just kind of,
yeah,
listen in fully.
yeah. Oh yeah, and that's good. So thank you very much, though.
All right. Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right, bye bye. Uh, Donnie goes in. What's happening? And Ma, hey Ma, you need to put your camera on so that I could at least get a glimpse of who you are. Um, while y'all in the back room. What's up, Donnie?
Hey, what's going on, family?
Hey, not much, not much. What's good
Yeah,
with you?
not just chimed in late. I heard my sister Giselle on, so I thought I'd jump in real quick. I just
Yeah,
think, as far as the question, I just think everybody has a point where they get tired and enough is enough. I kind of emotionally checked out of America as a whole after, well, really after Trayvon Martin happened and all these just repeated, just injustices that happened. But the George Floyd, I think that was like my last straw. It's like something clicked in my mind that it's not going to change. I had hope that maybe one day in the future that things would get better, but after that, I just realized it's not, and it's time to do something different. So after that, I decided to start looking at my Africa plan and saying that it got to be a better place for me and my family to be, where we don't have to keep constantly have to see this injustice, and they throw it in your face every day. So it's hard when you see it and the ones around you don't see it, because a lot of my family, they complain about how bad things are, like stuff that happened on Capitol Hill. They can't believe this stuff happened, but they haven't got to the point that they saying that it's time for exit strategy. So
Yeah,
I used to battle with them all the time. Now I just said I'm just gonna show them. So that's why I got on YouTube, just to show them what it's going to be
exactly.
like, and so they can witness it themselves, because some people just have to visually see. They can't visualize stuff like you can.
That's true, brother. I mean, I tell you, it was refreshing to hear my mother said she's getting ready to come over here, and visit from just the footage that I've been showing. My brother got his passport. He's going to be here, and so and even my young daughter, just people are inspired, sometimes we don't realize the impact we have on other people. And sometimes it takes somebody just to show you something so they can see, wow, I never saw that before. And, it's good to see you, YouTuber, and the rest of us out here that I take it very seriously in what I'm doing, because the emails I'm receiving, and I don't know about you, and people just talking about, man, I've changed their life. Some of the things I've said, they cause people to confront and deal with some issues. And so it's a very important role that we're playing. And so I know that yes, man, your family, man, yeah. Eventually there'll be some that come around, and there're gonna be some who just don't.
Hey, I agree, and I like to throw you a shout out real quick too, because
Yeah.
I agree with those that probably email you, because I've been watching your journey, and
Mm-hmm.
you inspired me. I seen it when you said that your mom and those that said that they were going to come, and it gave me hope. It
Yeah.
gave me hope that mine would see the light, because I mean, I just don't know how many times somebody got to lie to you, stab you in your back, for you to just show you how they don't care. They I mean, how can, and I am I'm a retired fire inspector and a
Mm-hmm.
fireman for
Mm-hmm.
DC. So I've been behind scenes where these supposedly protected individuals have been, and they don't operate the way they acted yesterday. I mean, they are the first ones out. They even cut. I don't know if y'all know this. They even cut the fire alarm system off in these buildings and have us posted up, watching it. And they make sure that it's a real incident before they even tell anybody. And the first thing they do is get the protected individuals out. Then they let everybody know something's going on. So it surprised me even to see those
Mm.
senators still in the building, because they don't do that. So it had to be an inside job. And they got 80 plus police agencies in DC alone. So how in the world? I'd have been at protests. I'd have been behind the scenes and so much stuff that know how they operate, that this stuff doesn't go down like this unless somebody says, don't do it, don't show up, take your time, or whatever they told them. So it's just absurd, the amount of slaps in the face. And we could be out there and minding our business, and they spraying us, shooting rubber bullets. They they beating us down just for being there. Yet they can walk in there, got their feet up on the Congress people desks, and taking stuff off the building. I seen one clip that the Speaker of the House desk, one of these idiots put it on eBay or somewhere trying to sell it. I mean, these
for
people.
real, on eBay.
And I think they had a bunch of people to bid. It was up to like $99,000. People bid on this desk right here. I mean, it's unreal.
I've said this right here, and I've said it again. We have to take our heads out of the sand because, see, these are signs. These are just glimpses of things to come that is going to cause even the collapse of America. Now, when I say collapse, people they just can't fathom America falling. How? I'm not talking about the mindset of on a physical level. The spiritual level is already gone.
Yeah.
Because a house divided will not stand, and to see white people against each other, and knowing that division is going to cause a ripple effect, and a cripple effect. And so when you see this, all these signs people are ignoring, you best take note of what is transpiring. Things just don't happen like that. It gradually, it's just signs and signs and signs. If people would just look at just their life experience and just see, things just don't happen overnight. It's like a person getting a divorce. You got divorced just because y'all had an argument just one night. Now that stuff was brewing for years. Or, do you think that that because of your showing up to work one time late is really why you got fired? No, your butt was coming in late many a time. You just didn't. So that's what it is. But we have to really take our heads out the sand and be open and honest with ourselves and look at this thing for face value.
I agree.
So yeah,
thank you
brother.
for having me on.
Hey man, thanks for coming on.
And before I go, let me say, I appreciate your live you had last night too, because I had one of those experiences, and maybe one day I'll share it. I really, don't want to put my son and the situation on blast, but I went through that court thing, and it changed me. So that's another example of something I've seen that gave me hope, because people don't understand how that system and the things they do, how it can affect you and put you in a low place. But I'm thankful. I mean, it's just so many things that I've heard you say that resonate with me, and I've shared those experiences. So I just want to big up you and thank you and appreciate you for the work you're doing.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, peace.
Peace out. All right, Renetta, it's on you. Did you get your mic together?
I did. Thank you so much. And I apologize for that, family. I had some stuff going on and my daughter was able to help me. Okay. So what I wanted to say, Go Black, is what you said, you're absolutely right. It comes a time where we as a people have to wake up and realize that, this is not ours. This is not for us. We have been mistreated, and we can continue to march and protest and pray and do everything else we want to do, but we have to come to a realization that it will never get better for us here in America. We instill in the Constitution, we are not seen as a full person. So they have not even considered to change that. Not the Democrats, not the Republicans, not anyone. So that will continue to be. So we're not even seen as a full human being. So when you're not seen as a full human being, how am I going to treat you as one? We have, my mother always said, when someone shows you who they are, then you believe it. Now they have shown us who they are for the last 400 years, over 400 years, and we've not believed them. It is time for us now as a people and a nation to believe them. Just like we invest in America, why can't we go back to Africa and invest in Africa? You understand what I'm saying? The United States of America, no. Africa is proven to be much more bigger than America, than Europe, and then China. Why can't we go back and make it the United States of Africa? Why can't we go and invest and build in our future for our children? Because our children have no future here in this country. You know, we got to realize that. We got to understand that. And for all the brothers and sisters, and I'm not down to anyone, but for all the, even when I told my family, and I put this in the chat, that I'm coming to Africa in May. And first I'm going to Ghana, and then we're going to Sierra Leone, my daughter and I. And we're thinking about settling in Ghana or Sierra Leone, one of the two. But some of my family like laughed, or why you want to go to Africa? Why are we criminalizing Africa? It's a reason why they don't want you to go back to the continent. Okay, it's a reason why they don't want us to return back to the continent, but they're not going to tell you that. So they're going to try to demonize it and say all kind of evil things about it. But we got to wake up as a people and understand when we're being fooled. Malcolm X said it. We've been tricked. We've been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled. We've been fooled. We got to stop being fooled and bamboozled. We got to wake up and smell the coffee to what America is offering us. I believe that we are regressing back to slavery. And that's just my opinion. Okay, ain't nobody got to agree with me.
You own it.
But I believe this is where they're going back. This is why the Constitution was never changed as what you are in the Constitution. This is why they will never change it. This is why in the summer when Black Lives Matter was out there, protesters, real protesters, those were protesters. What happened Wednesday was terrorists, okay? Homegrown terrorists. And they wouldn't say it. And I was watching all of the news channels, and nobody wanted to call it what it was. These are terrorists. Everybody, all the protesters, all the Trump supporters. No, ma'am, those were terrorists. Those were terrorists. And one of my friends blogged, and he said it was 200. I think they said 250 or 260,000 people that took over the Capitol that day. That would have been 250 dead Black folks on the streets of Washington had that been us did that. We got to wake up. We got to smell the coffee. My people, there's nothing wrong with the continent. Love yourself, love your children enough to invest in your children's future. If they go to when you take them to the continent, they ain't got to go through racism. Yes, somebody in one of you bloggers I was watching the last few days made a comment, said, I'd rather at least my enemies in Africa look just like me. I'd rather face my enemies in America. No, thank you. The enemy in Africa is much different. He don't have the game plan for you that the enemy here has for you, okay? It's a whole different type of thing. And we got to understand that when you have suffered systematic racism for all the years that we have suffered it, when the playing field is not equal, and I heard what you said about we have to learn to play the game. Yes, but when the playing field has not been equal, then even if you learn your opponent, you can never really play the game because it's not fully yoked, evenly yoked. And we have to learn that. So then we have to go, and too many of us don't want to get up out of our comfortability. Get out your comfort zone, get out your box, and go back to Africa. Don't say you don't want to go to Africa until you go to Africa and see Africa and experience Africa. The people are beautiful. And not just in Africa, and even in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? We have as Black Americans, we have developed too many of these Western ways. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Africans, or they don't like us. Look, let me tell you something. That's the enemy trying to pit us against each other. United we stand, divided we fall. And that is the plan. And we got to wake up and smell the coffee on that and do what we can do as a people to unite again. I'm not going to take up no more of your time, but I appreciate you, brother. I've been watching you for the last 6 or 7 months. My family and I, we appreciate y'all. What y'all are doing is remarkable. Keep doing it. For all of the Black YouTubers on YouTube, they trying to stop you all. I put that in your chat that I watch Fly Nubian Queen, Vicky Dillard, and Roland, and they were cutting off yesterday and Wednesday. They were cutting off their live streams and stuff. People were reporting it. But you all keep doing what y'all doing, because what you're doing is for our people, and we commend you. Well, be blessed.
Appreciate it. You too.
All right.
All right. Nani, do I got you on mute? Before I'm unmute you, okay? But let me read this to the people right here. Our sister hit on a point of them not changing the Constitution, that we're considered 3/5 of a human being. Let me read this right here, and I want y'all to let this sink in. That's why I said the system they will not change. Why? Listen to this, family. Just listen to this. Passed by the Congress on January the 31st, 1865. When were we free, supposedly? 1865. But passed on January 31st. January the 1st was when we were supposed to be free. Some will argue June or July. All right. But on January 31st, 1865, and ratified, meaning signed, on December the 6th of 1865, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery in the United States and provided that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States. So in other words, they're saying, we just freed these black folk, and that free labor is about to go. And the only way we will be able to sustain any interest in their free labor or still have a part of them is if we can get them to commit crimes. That's why the judicial system today needs to fill prison systems up that Bill Clinton and them wind up turning it over to private sectors who are investors to fill these prisons up with us because they're making trillions of dollars. So keep that in mind. They are not going to change the Constitution because it's part of the system. Now, is it Nani's journey?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well.
So basically, you know, I was like raised in dysfunction and I kind of love it. I'm not going to lie. But I know it's not. I know it's not. It's like I know it's not a healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, I even have difficulty letting go off of dysfunctional behavior. Even though I have clear evidence in front of me telling me that, hey, you shouldn't be involved in dysfunctional behavior because I was, raised in it. And like everyone around me is, like, yay, go do it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching other people do it and they end up in a bad space. But it's addicting. It's like a drug.
It is.
So but all the signs are there that you will have to eventually cut that off and go down the right path because you watch everybody else and it ain't gonna end well for them. But yeah, I know that, I like I can't see the chat.
You can't see the chat?
They probably roast me right now.
No, since you can't see the chat, I'm not gonna. Maximilian, thank you for your giving. All right, you're funny though. Go ahead.
Nah, but seriously, I love your videos. I love your channel. I'm glad that you are like sharing your experience with us because it is helping us to see like the real what's really going on versus what we see, in the media.
Yeah.
Which is all lies, basically. But it's addicting. The dysfunction here is addicting. It's not good, but it's addicting. And
you're absolutely right, and I appreciate you being honest.
It's addicting. There are things that I get involved in. I know good and well it's not good for me, but I'm still there getting involved in it, knowing that if I don't get off the train, it's not going to end well. But it's addicting, and then you mix it with fear, and you just have to be like, well, I just gotta have faith, and then put in the work. And like have like a legit plan, like you plan everything else in life. You would plan your exit as well, and they're literally telling us, we don't give up about y'all, and our faces is not even hidden.
Well, what I love about your title, you says Nani's journey. And so let me just add something to even just lay something in your lap. You're right. I've said this before. The hardest thing for a man to change is himself. It's the hardest thing ever to do. A journey is one who wants to go explore the other side.
Right.
And because you come from dysfunction and you say that you know it's addictive, but take it from me, I've been addicted to a whole lot of things in my life. But my inquisitiveness want to know how is it without doing or being part of that, which so that you can, on your journey, you'll be able to see another side, so that you can make a conscious decision of which side will I choose today, the fruitful side or the side that I know is just eating the heck out of me. Because pain loves misery loves pain and loves company, they say. But then on the other side of it is, like you said, sometimes when you get your tail whipped and you're tired of getting it whipped, you want to go ahead and say, I gotta make a change. I'm
right.
tired.
Like, all right, I'm done.
I'm done.
But I'm real close.
Right. And there's very few people who want to work at it to be done. They'll say it, but like you said, you gotta have a plan. Even with that, you gotta have a plan. Me changing my behaviors, my attitudes, and the way I think, it was all, you have to methodically, it's the hardest work to do. I had a woman sent me her feelings about a video I did, and she retracted it a minute later. And I responded back to her and I said, wow, you had a change of mind, which shows growth and maturity. Because I know she caught herself, because she started with negative and say, blah, 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 blah. But then she's like, let me change that. No, she said something like, beg my, I ask of your pardon or something like that. And she retracted basically what she said. And I said, see, that right there showed me she's working through something. She's trying to get a different change of the way she responds. And that's work. And most people don't want to do it. But so your journey deserves to explore the other side out of being dysfunctional, just to see, just like I'm saying, come visit Africa, y'all, just to see. Take a journey so you can see the other side. Now you can say, I actually had an opportunity to go to a society, a continent, a country, different than where I was from, to see the differences. And more than likely, for those who come, they're going to say, I can't go back like I did. I can't go back, So, yeah. Well, and your honesty shows that you are working on it.
I'm working, and it's a lonely like journey, because like everybody's like, they don't get it. They're in their own little world, going out and boyfriends and girlfriends and getting pregnant, and they don't want to hear that.
They don't, but you know what? They have their day too. When they get sick of being sick and tired of that same old, it's they're gonna wind up having to make a decision.
Right.
I mean, and that's why, even on this channel here, when people, scream about where are the moderators, the trolls are in here, I say, you are the moderator. Allow the moderator to develop you. You ain't got to respond to them. Why? Because that's dysfunctional. That's what we're caught in. We're caught in a lot of drama. Oh, they said this, I'm gonna say that. I'm coming back at him. Why? We don't know how to. We don't know how to do this. We don't.
It's hard, but you just gotta just practice and try to be a better, a better person. Because like especially with you and your videos, you be like, okay, it's gonna be so hard. It's like, damn, they're doing it. The locals are doing it. How are they surviving?
You mean in what way? What you talking about?
Just like watching you like in the local area in the markets.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the guy that had the smoothie company. And I'm like, shit. I can get me a smoothie. I got a smoothie right here.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not really as hard as you think it is. It's all a mental thing.
I was telling the guy, the words we speak out of our mouth is the direction we're gonna go. And this guy I was talking to, and he was saying, yeah, it's just so hard. Now he was the refugee that's here from Rwanda. And I was just trying to encourage and motivate the guy. And he said, yeah, I know, man, but it's just so hard. I said, yeah, it is, because you said it.
Yeah, the mouth, the tongue.
Death and life is the power of the tongue. And they that love shall eat the fruits from it. So whatever words you speak, yeah, it's going to be hard. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to lick this thing. Why? Because I have a desire to change and I want peace. I want peace in my life. That's why I've been speaking here just in the last, 10, 12 years. I'll never forget my friend's granddad came to a party, his birthday party. And he just walked around and just was smiling. The guy was dang near 80 years old. And we up here playing the hip hop music or whatever. The idea of what I saw from the granddad happened 10 years ago. The party what happened and all it transpired probably about 25 years ago. I was a young cat then. But I remember he left an impression on me. And that was, I watched how happy he was. And he walked around and asked me, hey, what's your name? Oh, that's good. What do you do? And he stole me from the party. I was just watching this old guy. And what it came down to, Nani, was I said, I want to be just like him. I want to be a person who don't get caught up in so much of the drama and issues that I can just enjoy what is and just be like the happy-go-lucky guy. And that's what I aspire to do this day. And I keep speaking it. I want to be like that old guy. Yep.
Right. Well, thanks for having me on, and I love your channel, and keep doing your thing.
Thank you very much. And I believe you are going to free yourself out of that drama.
I will. I just pray for me.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like I told a dude yesterday, pray for yourself.
Right. Every day I'd be like, please give me strength.
Yeah. Speaking of atmosphere, let me say this to you, all right, before you go. Because I try to share this with people. Ask God for nothing. Speak everything to God, though, because everything has been given you. Why do you have to ask something? If you told your child they could have something, why did they need to come back to ask you? Didn't I tell you you can have that? Why do you keep asking me that? Can you have? I told you can have it. So don't ask for any. Okay, some people gonna beat me up because Scripture says, "Ask and it shall be given." So people gonna beat me up. See, I already know the Scriptures. Yes. But in the terms of what it means asking is the speaking. You already know what you want, so you speak. Because our fault is, and believe me, I walked down that road praying and praying and asking and asking and asking. But I had to realize that, you know what? Let me change this whole mind about praying. Let me say speak. So I speak into the atmosphere of my desires. So I speak forth this, I speak forth that. Okay. I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna accomplish that, I'm gonna this and that. Why? It's already been given to you. So speak it into your existence, as it says.
I'm gonna do that. Okay.
Speak those things as though they weren't, as though they were. Basically. Yep. Okay, sister.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
Yep. All right, who do we have? Aid to Africa. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Yes, it is. Can you hear me? So I wanted to kind of I want wanted to make a comment on speaking things into existence and having a certain mindset. I have been wanting to repatriate for the longest, and almost so to the point where I was kind of shyish to who I would say that to, because I would get so much kickback from family members and everything, because I was working in corporate America for so long. And I kept saying, I'm going to, and I've been planning to the point where 3 months ago, I got offered a buyout by the corporation. And I took it and was afraid to tell my parents or tell my family and everything, because I felt like, you know, they're not going to understand. Well, after the day before yesterday, after everything that happened with, you know, this whole, you know, fiasco, it gets to really stand in my truth and you know, testify to what I spoke into existence. So I feel really good about it. I'm looking into going into the Gambia, and to anyone that's out there, to what go Black to Africa, so much power to that, because before the last couple of months, I had not had a chance to save up the amount of money that and out of nowhere, when this opportunity was presented to me, people were like, well, you know, why are you doing this? You're not, you know, you're not in retirement. But it would be more than enough for me to go and start anew. So I want to say, stay encouraged, speak power, whatever it is that you feel that you want to do, and say it with power. You know, that's the only thing that I have when I'm looking back at I wish I would have said more to them about it. But since I've announced that that's what I'm going to do, and I've showed my family the videos and all of the things, and, you know, the resources and all of the things that's happening on the continent of Africa, I'm just as proud as ever. And I want to tell you, your family, and all of the other people out there in YouTube world that's been putting these beautiful videos up, and the ups and the downs, the good and the bads, I really appreciate it. And you guys are really doing great work. So please be encouraged to keep doing the same thing.
I received that, sister, with all the love, and I appreciate you. And I am definitely thrilled that you have walked into your so-called destiny, or what you spoke into existence. You know, it's a beautiful place to be when you are able to see, you know, the very thing you spoke come to pass. And so I try to share that the same with other people too, is that, hey, what comes out of your mouth shall be. Whatsoever you say is, it will be, you know. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
All righty. You have a good one. All right. Well, hey, family, we have come to an end. I have done my longest video, 3 hours, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Wow. So I didn't even know that. I thought it might have been about 1 o'clock. I didn't even look at the time. But I hope that each and every one of you all were able to enjoy some of the information that's been out there. Maybe that I left some food for thought, and then that also too, by you all and myself learning and, you know, sharpening each other up, that we all may have something that we can create change in our life. Not necessarily has to be about uprooting and leaving America, but it might be changing who you are within, you know. And I believe that we all have room for change. So I thank all those who have given their finances. Thank you for all those who given their time. Thank you all those who have shared this video to others, and those kind words that you have given me and all your blessings. Thank you very much. And I just want to say that it is you who inspires me to continue to share this information, because I only asked for one, and it seems the numbers have been growing. So apparently I'm being used in a mighty way to be that voice for our almighty creator. So I appreciate that. So hey, with that, This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. So